Insurance. Call Bradley Stavanaugh at 979-793-7411 or click needvilleinsurance.com. And Equitable Advisors, sponsor of our Countdown to Kickoff show. It's never too late, nor is it ever too early. It's never too early, nor is it ever too late to get with Nick Arevalo and Equitable Advisors to create a smooth, soft landing into a wonderfully comfortable retirement. So check out Equitable Advisors. We'll be right back with our Countdown to Kickoff show right after this on VypeFortBend.com.
Sophomore Kamara Finley.
Hey Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity Gateway.
Welcome everybody to the Saturday night version of the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. Hightower Hurricanes looking for a bounce back after a Saturday night loss to Ridgepoint. It's time to talk to Cornelius Anthony. First of all, I wanted to ask you, since yesterday was not a school day, did you get to do things a little bit differently and get even more ready the night before the game than you normally do?
Yeah, I mean, you always take advantage of those times to watch more film and just prepare more. So we were able to take full advantage of that, and our guys are ready.
I've been able to take a look at Bush, and what I've seen so far is not what I'm expecting to see of Bush, and I know that they're not gonna be in the what I consider a funk for all season. So have you done something to make sure that your guys understand that you better not take these guys lightly?
Well, we take every game, seriously, and we know, and I told the guys that because you're Hightower, everybody's going to want to try to make a name off of you, and you're going to get every team's best effort, so we got to make sure that our guys understand that, and they do, and so we're not going to take them lightly. We're going to come out. We know that they're a good team, a talented team, a well-coached team, so they're going to get our very best, just like I know we're going to get their very best.
When you were playing Ridgepoint last week, I talked to you about how you and Coach LeFavors have that similar background, both being in Lamar Consolidated ISD and coming over here and being head coaches. And with Coach Aldridge, you share the NFL experience thing. So do you ever talk to him when y'all have a free moment about experiences playing in the NFL?
Yeah, Coach Aldridge and I are real good friends. We used to train together. When we were in the league, we used to train together at Plex Sports and Rehab with Danny Arnold. So we became very close then and always kept that relationship. And with him being a former Willow Ridge Eagle, me growing up, in Missouri City, and until we moved with zone to Willow Ridge, his class and those guys, they all were guys that I looked up to. So I've been knowing him for a while, and so yeah, we're good friends, and so we talk and chop it up all the time.
By the way, Coach Anthony, I know that whenever I ask you a question like this, it's almost kind of like it's classified information, and maybe you can't tell me. Is there anybody that you're going to be able to get back on the field that you've been missing the last couple of weeks that we'll see tonight?
They're still injured, and that's the main, I guess, issue or problem is that we're facing great and talented teams with not all of our bullets in the gun, so to speak. We have a lot of key guys that are injured, and so we are getting those guys who wouldn't normally play some great experience. But, I would love the day when I have my full roster.
Well, I look forward to seeing the Hurricanes play when they are at full strength. So thanks for being with us on our Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show, and we will see you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Cornelius Anthony, and the band is coming into the stadium. That means it's about time to play football, and we're also going to go looking for Alan Aldridge, head coach of the Bush Broncos. He's really earning his money this year because you got to keep your guys' chins up when maybe they're a little bit discouraged. It's been rough thus far for the Bush Broncos, and we'll talk to him as soon as we can on VypeFortBend.com. Glad you're with us on a Saturday night. Equitable Advisors, financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations. Make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Welcome back to the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. We've got Hightower and Bush, and here to introduce himself and the remainder of the officiating crew is tonight's referee.
Good evening, sports fans. I'm Ronnie Baines, your referee. The umpire tonight is Brian Nichols. Our head linesman is Josh Taylor. Line judge, Darryl Curry. Our back judge is Mark Holly. Side judge is Alvy Smith. And our field judge tonight is William Bailey.
All right, Mr. Baines, thank you so much. Y'all have a good game. Stay hydrated. Maybe we'll get a cold front coming in before this game is over.
Highly unlikely, but it would be nice. Thank you.
I always hope for the best and, be ready for the worst. All right, we'll be back and talk to Coach Aldridge of Bush when we continue on our Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. I'm Roger Smith. Glad you're with us on Vype Fort Bend, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports. And want to let you know that every week we have football on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, unless something catastrophic happens, And today we have 2 games on Saturday. We also have Tuesday night volleyball. Hope you'll join us for that. We've got Fulshire taking on Kempner this Tuesday night. We'll be right back with more of the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
The beat of the drums tells us that we're about ready to play a football game. Good Saturday night. We're back on the next, it's on the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show, and Alan Aldridge of Bush joins us. Coach, I know that you've been earning your money this year because you have to keep your guys up, keep them working, keep them focused, and kind of let them know that there is a reward at the end of all this hard work that they're doing. What's been the main point of the message?
Just to stay focused and keep grinding. It's a grind for us. We don't have a win 0-3. We had a lot of things correct those first 3 games, so we took time. We had 2 weeks to prepare and get ready and work on the small things. So our key thing this week for this game is just to improve on the things that we messed up on.
Now, Coach, you're a fairly young man, but you remember when, I guess, the style of coaching at all levels was a lot tougher, a lot more of a kind of a bad cop type thing. Don't make the coach mad, that kind of stuff. But I think today's generation of athletes, they want to know how much you care, basically. What are some of the things that you do differently maybe now than you did 10 years ago?
We just make sure that, our main thing that's been before the season is that we're going to stay positive. We're going to find, things, from each game, even from the 3 games that we lost. We're going to find something positive about those 3 losses that we had. So our biggest thing right now is to stay positive on the sideline, stay in it, because we're never out of the game. It's just up to us on how we come out and play.
And looking at your crystal ball, if you have a figurative crystal ball, is there anybody on your roster that you really think is about to really bust out and start doing some amazing things, make those plays that lead to victory?
I hope all of them. I hope everybody. Offensively, we have really young guys on offense. I think we're starting 4 sophomores right now, and so I'm always looking for those guys to step up, have that big breakout game. But, we're grinding for everybody to have a big game, every last one of them.
All right. Good luck tonight, Coach. Hang in there. I know things are going to get better pretty soon. They have to. I know they will.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
All right, that's it. Bush is the home team, and we'll be back with the start of this one. Bush against Hightower. This has been the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. Appreciate Coach Aldridge and Coach Cornelius Anthony joining us, and we'll be back. Roger Smith going solo. I've got my cough drops. Don't worry. It's been a long day, by the way. We had the game earlier when the Marshall Buffs defeated Port Neches Groves 35-14. But hey, what's better than a football game on a Saturday? 2 football games on a Saturday. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
All right, we're back here at Mercer Stadium. The 2 teams are about to run out onto the field. I think the Hurricanes of Hightower are going to come out onto the field first. And there was something that I just wanted to tell you. There's a certain feature that I am very proud of that we use on VypeFortBend.com during our Countdown to Kickoff show. We use trash-talking cheerleaders, and I really want to thank all of the cheerleading units and the cheerleader coaches that have said, yes, sure, let's do it. That sounds like it'd be fun, because we think it's fun and it's entertaining, and we never go too far with it. But every once in a while, we come up with a gem of a script for trash-talking cheerleaders, and someone just isn't really comfortable with the trash-talking cheerleaders concept. And sometimes,
Hightower Hurricanes!
Just to be honest with you, this particular game is my 3rd. By the time this game ends, I will have done 3 game broadcasts in a span of 26 hours. So to be totally honest, I am running on fumes, and I'm trying to do my very best. So I didn't really have time to go up and down the steps and take care of the trash-talking cheerleader segments this time for this ball game. I was going to do one with the Marshall cheerleaders, because today they beat the Port Neches Groves Indians. They didn't want to do the segment, I'm going to keep working on them and try to get them to join our legions of trash-talking cheerleaders. But here's basically what it was going to say. The Marshall cheerleaders were going to say, in the old days, the Indians would eat the buffalo, and then whatever was left they would use for tools and musical instruments and stuff like that. But here now today in modern times, today on the Mercer Stadium prairie, the buffalo are going to eat the Indians, and there will be no trace of Indian left on the Mercer Stadium prairie. See, I thought that was pretty funny, and we didn't get to use that, but I just wanted to share it with you here tonight. Just an added bonus. By the way, we have a great halftime show. We have got Robert Ford, the Astros radio announcer. We have Sarah Merrifield of High School Scoreboard live on Bally Sports Southwest, a show like no other, a 2-hour show every Friday night, going all over the state covering this wonderful sport, high school football. And we also have John Poorman of the Houston Chronicle sports staff. He's an expert writer on high school sports, and he's going to break down the game this afternoon between Marshall and Port Neches Groves, which, by the way, was a 35-14 win for Marshall. The home team is the Bush Broncos. They're about to line up along the sideline. The Hightower Hurricanes in their all-white uniforms with the forest green numerals and logo, as well as black helmets that say Hightower on one side and have the numbers on the other. They're lining up over on the other side. And we will have the Star-Spangled Banner. We will step aside here on VypeFortBend.com. Glad you're with us. We're going to have an entertaining game between Bush and Hightower. We'll be right back.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC. The Hightower Band doing a great job with the Star-Spangled Banner, and even though Hightower is the visiting team, their band needed to play because the Bush Band is otherwise occupied, unable to make it to tonight's game. So, Bush, the home team in the navy blue uniforms with the white letters and numerals outlined in orange. They kind of got the Astros colors going, and they have the white helmets with the navy blue stripe across the top, and you've got the GB for George Bush logo on either side of the helmet. And the Hightower Hurricanes, white jerseys, white pants, forest green numerals and striping, as well as forest green emblems on the side of their black helmets. So the captains are about to go to the middle of the field. The captains for Bush: Paul Omodia, Alan Aldridge III, the son of the head coach. He was injured in the game 2 weeks ago against Ridgepoint, did not finish that game. So we hope that he will be able to go all the way in this game and play all 48 minutes. You got Isaac Bouye as well as Cozy Okorafor. For Hightower, it's Chisholm Onwuzurigbo, Joseph Stewart, the young quarterback, Cameron Reddick, and there's one more player that I need to name, and that is Zion Kearney, the wide receiver extraordinaire for the Hightower Hurricanes. Hightower lost its district game against Ridgepoint last week, so they are at 1-1 in their district games, and Bush was off last week, and they really needed to take that week off and just reset everything after a very one-sided loss to Ridgepoint 2 weeks ago, and that was in Tully Stadium over in the Spring Branch ISD. We broadcasted that one. It was a rough night for Bush, so they've had 2 weeks to prepare. So Hightower wins the toss, but they defer, and so Bush will get the ball first, and they will receive and defend the north goal here at Mercer Stadium. So the players shaking hands at midfield, and we will be ready to do battle. Bush receiving the football first. By the way, I'm wondering if they're going to shorten halftime because they've got no band for Bush, at least not yet. So I don't know if that is the case. I kind of hope they do a 28-minute halftime just for the sake of the players needing to recover from the intense heat. It's 92 degrees at kickoff time. But also because we got a jam-packed halftime for you and we don't want to miss out on any of the stuff we have planned. We've got Robert Ford, the Astros radio announcer. We've got Sarah Merrifield of High School Scoreboard Live. And we also have John Poorman. He's a great writer for the Houston Chronicle. I know they have great writers in the sports department at the Chronicle. And he is also someone that you see appear on the Matt Musil program on Channel 11 KHOU when he goes to the Next Level segment. And he throws it over to John Poorman and asks him some questions. So you'll see John Poorman later tonight on the Chevy Inside High School Sports on Channel 11, which I believe starts at 11 p.m. And you'll hear from him during our halftime. All right, we are ready to rock. Kenneth Bradford is the kicker for the Hightower Hurricanes. He's striding toward the football, and he puts it up into the sunlight. It's a long kick, and it goes into the end zone. Paul Omodia lets it go for Bush, and the Broncos will take over on the 25-yard line. Most of the field is covered in shade right now. The lights are not yet on, but I'm sure they will get them turned on very, very soon. So the Bush Broncos have used a couple of young quarterbacks, Antoine Eakins and Brody Thornton, both of them still growing in the job. There's a lot of youth, especially offensively, for the Bush Broncos. So it is going to be Antoine Eakins starting at quarterback. And I don't know if that is Alan Aldridge, the third at running back or not. 1st and 10 from the 25. It is Aldridge, but it's going to be a pass play and a quick throw over the middle. A little dart broken up by Hightower. Robert Staten Jr. crashed through and poked the ball away, and if it had been complete, it would have been a gain of only a couple or 3 yards.
Broken up by number 23.
All right, so here come the Bush Broncos with their offensive formation a little heavy to the left. We've got Reginald Williams and Jamon Cooley. There's a high snap taken by Eakins, and he hands it off to Alan Aldridge III, and he gets 3 yards over right tackle. Traylon Bellany on the tackle for your Hightower Hurricanes, and it's 3rd down and 7.
With help from number 19, Chase Burton.
Ronnie Baines is our referee tonight. You heard from him during the Countdown to Kickoff show, and we're hoping his microphone works like it needs to so we can get an explanation on all the calls and so forth. Here we go, 3rd down and 7. Eakins calls for the spread formation snap, drops back, looks left, pumps once, he's being chased. He fumbles, the ball is bug on the rug, loose, and Hightower recovers.
Recovered by the Hurricanes. That's number 22.
22, Keelan Lemons.
Lemons.
Keelan Lemons. Sorry about that, Mr. Lemons.
The Hurricanes.
No relation to former
Take
Texas
over.
Longhorns men's basketball coach Abe Lemons.
26-yard line.
So it's at the 26-yard line. So you get the strip sack, basically, and the recovery by Lemons, and now Hightower with a very short field here. 11:06 to go in this first quarter. And there is a handoff coming around the left end. It is Caleb Davis trying to turn it up, and a great job by the Bush defense. Oh, they were all over that. They're clapping their hands together. They're happy with themselves, and they should be. Leading the way, Cozy Okorafor. Caleb Davis dropped for a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Very short game by number 40.
2-yard loss, and now the new line of scrimmage is the 28.
It is 2nd down and 11 yards to go after a short loss.
Starting quarterback for your Hightower Hurricanes is Joseph Stewart. Sends a man in motion, that's Kearney, and he throws it in Kearney's direction. That was almost a pick six. It should be a live ball. Oh my goodness, it was a backwards pass. It was broken up by Bush's Braylon Prude. Correction, wrong guy. Michael Akinbisola. Michael Akinbisola almost had himself a pick six, but it should have been ruled a backwards pass, and it should have been a live ball instead of called incomplete. So the Bush defense doing very well. They read it. They almost had themselves a pick six, so now it's 3rd down and 12 for Hightower. Stewart calls for the snap, drops back, steps up in the pocket, fires it deep to the right corner, looking for Kearney, and it's broken up, incomplete. Nice job on defense. Ty Bickham of Bush breaks it up, and it was intended for Kearney.
For Kenyon Grant, broken up by number 7. Ty
Now,
Bickham.
correction, I misidentified the receiver there.
For the Hurricanes.
That was Grant, who was the run for whom the pass was intended. That was the 3rd play of this drive that has only gone backwards or gone nowhere thus far. And now they're going to go for it on 4th and 12 because they're too far away for a field goal. Stewart takes the snap, drops back, stands strong, near sideline, throwing deep for Kearney, over his head, Omodia with the coverage. It's incomplete, and Bush gets the ball back. Omodia, by the way, is limping a little bit. Hope he didn't pull a calf muscle or something. He's got to be okay for Bush to have a chance tonight. Paul Omodia, probably their very best cover man.
28-yard line.
So 10:03 to go. Both teams have had a possession that hasn't ended very well. No score still, Bush and Hightower. The light's not yet on here at Mercer Stadium, but we do have shade that is covering almost the entire field. And it's Eakins at quarterback as they come out for their second possession. Up the middle, Allen Aldridge III gains a yard, maybe into a heavy scrum of players, and they push him back, and not much there. 1 yard gain, 2nd down and 9. On the tackle for your Hightower Hurricanes was Kevon Johnson.
Keelan Lemons with help from number 30.
2nd down and 9.
It is 2nd and 9 for the Broncos.
The Broncos 0-3, 2 non-district losses, and the loss 2 weeks ago to Ridge Point. They were off this past week. Pistol formation. Eakins is going to drop back and throw to his left, and it's knocked down, incomplete. Actually, a nice attempt to catch the ball as Michael Richard was out there.
Eakins pass intended for number 5.
And it's incomplete to make it 3rd down and 9.
Ball is incomplete.
And one of the Hurricanes is down. We'll take a break and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community. Open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Robert Staten, the injured player for the Hurricanes, he walked off. Looks like maybe he'll be okay. Certainly hope so. Meanwhile, back to action. 3rd down and 9 for Bush from their own 29-yard line. And there is a throw into the flat, and it's incomplete off the hands of number 3, Jamon Cooley. And Bush is going to bring on the punting unit. Nathaniel Walker will boot it away for them.
Chisholm with the coverage. It's 4th down for the Broncos.
See who Hightower sends back deep to return this punt. And the guy they're going to send back is Caleb Davis.
Nathaniel Walker set to punt. Back deep for the Hurricanes.
Walker standing on his 15, ready to receive the snap. It's a good one. And the kick is in the air. Nice punt, hanging high. Caleb Davis calls fair catch, but it lands short of him and takes a Hightower roll. It's not going to be much of a punt because as soon as it hit the earth, it started rolling back toward Nathaniel Walker, and it'll be at the 40-yard line of Bush. With 9:01 to go in the first quarter, we'll be back.
We take care of you, so you can take care of business. Office Depot Office Max. Taking care of business.
We want to thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugarland, taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. Well, before we came out of that commercial break, there was a running play by Hightower, and it was snuffed out. It went absolutely nowhere as they gave the ball to Austin Bowen. But there was a flag on the play.
Number 72, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
And they flagged Darian Embers of Hightower for holding, so that play will not count. 1st down will repeat. It'll be 1st down and 20 for Hightower from the 50-yard line of the Bush Broncos. Nothing has really happened offensively for either team thus far. We're atop Mercer Stadium on the home side, and we've got the orange Bush Bronco flags lined all atop the fence leading up to the upper concourse. And now dropping back, there is a little swing pass out there to Bowen, and he's fumbled. He fumbles as he's hit, and Bush has recovered. The Broncos have the football. It was a quick pass from Joseph Stewart to Bowen, but there's a flag on the play. We got to see what it is. Ronnie Baines, our referee, will tell us. Okay, it's an incomplete pass. It's not a fumble. And now what's the penalty flag about?
There is still a flag on the play.
By the way, let's tell you about our schedule of football games next week. Thursday night, Travis against Elkins from Traylor Stadium. We're borrowing it from Lamar Consolidated, and that's because Fort Bend ISD has only one stadium that is not out of commission. We have Mercer, where we're playing pretty much all the games, except the ones where we...
Pass was incomplete. They're out on the play.
Okay, so I believe what Mr. Baines said after he said pass incomplete was, I thought he said something about a personal foul, but they're not marking off a penalty, so maybe they just picked up the flag. Anyway, I'll tell you about next week's games later. We'll do that later. All right, so here we go. Hightower. Now the second play of the drive. Stewart drops back, steps up. He scrambles. He's got running room, 50, 45, 40, and inside the 35-yard line of Bush and very close to a first down. He's wrestled down by Joakim Nicolau. And they rush up to the line, and that got all but one of the yards that they needed. They're at the 31-yard line.
3rd and 1 for the Hurricanes.
3rd down and a long one from right there. Stewart calls for the snap, hands it off to Bowen. No, it's not Bowen. It's a different running back, but that different running back gets the first down. Michael Amy. Amy, what you want to do? You want to make a first down, and he did with a 2-yard pickup to the 29.
Tackled by number 52, Caleb Fountain.
And we have another injury, and we'll step aside and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a 4th generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
The 29-yard touchdown pass for the Hurricanes.
Okay, I'm sorry, but they were taking care of the injured player for Bush, Godley Easy Catchy, and they took him off the field, and then Hightower ran a play before we got out of the commercial break, and it's a 29-yard touchdown pass for Hightower, and it goes from Stewart. And frankly, I got to check and see who was the recipient of that touchdown pass. Sorry, I missed it. It could very well be Jalen Davis. In fact, I think that's who it was. Jalen Davis catching a 29-yard touchdown pass. And by the way, there was okay, there's a defensive penalty, I think offside, so it's half the distance to the goal line, and Hightower's going to go for 2 out of the power I formation. Caleb Davis takes the direct snap, but there's a whistle before that snap, and I think maybe a false start and 5-yard penalty going back the other way, so maybe now they will kick it. Yeah, they bring on the kicking team. Just a second. Todd, who caught that touchdown? Never mind, it's okay. I was in a commercial break. That's my friend Todd Harris. He's a teacher over at Sugarland Middle School, always helping run the games and sometimes doing the PA announcing. Anyway, so after that false start penalty against Hightower, they're going to send out Kenneth Bradford. And he's a big dude for a kicker, stands 6'2". So I guess the new line of scrimmage for this extra point try will be the 6.5. So that means it's going to be the equivalent of a 23.5-yard field goal for Kenneth Bradford, although he just decided he wanted to put the ball at the 15. He has no holder yet. Okay, now his holder is walking over. That's Jalen Davis. And Jalen Davis respots the ball at exactly where it should be, 23.5 yards from the goalpost. 7:44 to go in the first. And the snap is okay, but it's off the hands of the holder, Jalen Davis. So after all that give and take and yada, yada, yada,
that leads the score.
The missed extra point try on the kick. 6-0. Hightower, 7:44 to go. And by the way, that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drives, it covered 40 yards. It took 4 plays, make it 5 plays. Sorry about that. And it took, let's see, it took 1 minute and 17 seconds off the game clock. And we'll be right back on VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
One of the Archer Volkswagen keys to victory for the Bush Broncos is they have to make the running game work because their passers are just not skilled or experienced enough at this point in their young careers to really lean on them, and you can't get into a mode where you're passing on every play. So Bush needs to make the running game work. So far, Hightower has clogged up the middle. Well, that's the kickoff version of a home run. It flies not only beyond the end line at the north end of Mercer Stadium, but I'll tell you what, Kenneth Bradford flew it all the way to the concrete portion of the surface beyond the field turf. So that was, I guess, a good 3 yards beyond the end line. Now, he does have a little bit of a wind behind him, but it's not an overwhelming wind. So with 7:44 to go in this first quarter, Bush takes over the football. Eakins calling for the snap. He was ready for it. He almost fell forward. Now he turns around and hands it off to Aldridge. Aldridge has to make a move or two just to get through a very narrow hole in front of him, and he picks up 1 yard. Yeah, give him 2. 2 yards for Alan Aldridge.
Number 19, Chase Burton.
Chase Burton makes the tackle for Hightower. And by the way, Hightower fans, I apologize that I didn't get out of that commercial break before the touchdown pass. So you don't get to hear what it sounded like right when it happened. And I apologize to Jalen Davis and others. There is a toss going to the left, and that's the best running play of the night for Bush. It's a pickup of 5 yards. Running hard over the left side was Nathaniel Walker, a receiver placed at running back. And by the way, there is a flag down on the play, and one of the Bush players is just beside himself. He's upset with himself, and that looks like it's Brock Boutte. He's coming off the field. He's slapping his own helmet. And I also think that, I know we have an injured player. And I think it's Nathaniel Walker who just carried the football. Now, he is on his hands and knees, so maybe he's going to be okay. So that was his first carry from scrimmage, and now he's getting up and he's trotting over toward his sideline. So hopefully we'll see Nathaniel Walker back in there doing everything he does, which includes punting. He's listed as a wide receiver, and he just carried the football from scrimmage, so he'll be okay. And now the officials are talking about whatever penalty is going to be called. They didn't call the penalty. They didn't tell us what it is until they got the injured player off the field. Paul Omodia, a great defensive back, is going in on offense for Bush. And the officials are still talking. I could have taken a commercial break here and not missed any plays. Murphy's Law. Ronnie Baines is our referee. They picked up the flag. Will there be a penalty assessed or not? We're waiting.
Illegal over.
Okay. His mic is cutting in and out on him, so we're not hearing.
After the ball is dead, we have personal foul, unnecessary roughness, throwing a punch. Number 9 of the offense. Number 9 in this spot.
Okay, so what happened was a chop block against Bush on that play that penalizes them all the way back to the 9-yard line, and then after that, a personal foul, dead ball foul against number 9, and that was Brock Boutte of Bush, who was kind of slapping himself on the head. I don't know that he is, if he's disqualified or not. I couldn't quite understand what was coming through referee Ronnie Baines' microphone. But I can tell you is we've got 6:54 left in a first quarter. That has taken forever. It is 6-0 Bush, and backed up to their 7 are the Bush Broncos. Eakins throws it down the near sideline, a tight spiral, the ball up in the air, and it's incomplete. Nice play. Hightower almost had an interception as Ephraim Dotson, he kind of had the receiver running through him and was juggling the football despite the fact that he was about to have an opponent fall on him.
Ephraim Dotson. Third and long.
Third and very long for Bush. And the player who was injured a couple of runs ago, Nathaniel Walker, is back out there for Bush. That's good to see. Wow, this first quarter is taking forever. It is 6:58, over a half an hour, and we're not even halfway through the quarter. Eakins rolls to his right and throws in the flat. Got Jamon Cooley. It's a completion, and there is a flag down in the end zone. Will it be holding in the end zone? Because if it is, that's a safety on Bush, but that's if it's in the end zone.
By number 7, Chisholm O.
Chisholm on Wazurigbo on the play for Hightower. Ronnie Baines is our referee. Hopefully his mic will work the whole time through. It is holding against Bush. It's declined. It must not have happened in the end zone because that would have been a safety. But now Bush is going to have to punt out of its own end zone. And they will use their usual punter, Nathaniel Walker. Well, the line of scrimmage is the 7. So Walker is standing about 6 yards behind the goal line. Caleb Davis back to receive it for Hightower. Here's the snap. It's a good one. He gets the punt away. Caleb Davis lets it bounce once, bounces twice, and he has no opportunity to pick it up, and this is an outstanding punt. I'll tell you what, 43 yards, all the way to the 50 with no return. Great job, Nathaniel Walker, helping the team out in a field position sort of way.
Where the Hurricanes will take over, 1st and 10 at midfield.
So the ball is right at the 50-yard line, and we have 6:10 to go in the first quarter. And Hightower on a field that is completely covered in shade. The lights coming on, night is falling in lovely Sugar Land, Texas. The ball on the right hash mark as Hightower moves from right to left. Austin Bowen, the setback in a pistol formation behind Stewart, takes the handoff. There goes Bowen, pops through, gets 5, and he's gang tackled by the Bush Broncos. After that 5-yard pickup, it'll be 2nd and 5. Credit Joakim Nicolau with the tackle.
Number 6, Preston Davis. It is 2nd down for the Hurricanes.
Stewart turns around, hands it to Bowen again. Same play. There he goes. Upended just as he crosses the 40, and he flies all the way inside the 35 to the 34. That moves the sticks. It's a first down. Think First Tire and Automotive. For all your car care needs, check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Empty backfield now. Joseph Stewart sends a man in motion, drops straight back, pumps short, throws deep, looking for Kearney, and he underthrew it, and it's picked off by Bush inside the 5-yard line. Michael Akinbisola gets the pick.
Stewart's pass was intercepted.
Now there's a flag thrown after the play is over. I don't think it's going to keep Jush. I tried to say George and Bush at the same time, and it came out Jush. And that's what happens when you do 3 ball games in a span of 26 hours. I wonder if the flag simply slipped out of the official's pocket.
And the Broncos
it's picked up
over after that turnover at their own 2-yard line.
Okay, so the Bush Broncos at their own 2. 5:08 to go in the quarter. Man, oh man, this quarter is taking forever. I wonder if they serve coffee at the concession stand. All right, Broncos got to be careful. They got the turnover, but they're backed way up in their own end. Eakins hands it off, and a run by Alan Aldridge III, and he has a tackler cut him down for no gain. And the guy that did that deed was Cameron Reddick, one of the captains for Hightower. They give Aldridge 1 yard. I'm kind of surprised.
Cameron Reddick.
Second down and 9.
For the Broncos.
By the way, we got so much great stuff at halftime. When halftime comes, which might be in an hour from now at the rate we're going, but when halftime comes, we're going to run very quick commercial breaks and jump right into it, okay? Because we want you to hear all the stuff we have in store for you. Eakins to throw it out of his end zone. He's got a catch. Jamon Cooley at the 14-yard line with a first down for the Broncos. Nice little stop route. That'll move the sticks. It's a first down. Think First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
Todd Davis. Result of that pass play.
Here it comes. Look out.
First down.
Second play of the drive gets the Broncos, figuratively speaking, out from under the shadow of their own goalpost. Now a pistol formation. Eakins takes the snap, turns around, hands to Aldridge, hit in the backfield and goes nowhere. Not his fault. Cameron Reddick knifing in and tripping him up, and then he fell into the backs of some of his linemen. And we got a Bush lineman who is down, but wait a minute, no, they get him back on his feet, and the training staff coming out there to help him. I think someone is going to have to limp to the sideline. We'll take 30 seconds for a break on VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
All right, second down and 12 after that 2-yard loss. Dropping back as Eakins throws to the far sideline, pass off the hands of his intended receiver, and it falls incomplete. And it would have been just a 2-yard gain had it been caught by the intended receiver, Blake Davis. All right, I was going to tell you about the 3 games coming up this week. Thursday, Travis at Elkins, but it's going to be played at Traylor Stadium, the Lamar Consolidated home. Then on Friday, we've got Austin taking on Clements right here at Mercer Stadium. And then Bush fans, we've got your team against Dulles, 11 o'clock Saturday, a daytime game. And then we have the night to ourselves. 3:20 to go, and a timeout has been called. We'll take it with them on VypeFortBend.com.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations. Make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
All right, I'm here at Mercer Stadium, and I'd really like to get some coffee. I'm not really in a position to get it. But Rosie Bega, here inside the mothership at Vype World Headquarters. Rosie, better go put on a pot of coffee for yourself, because we've been playing for 37 minutes, and we still have 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 12 for Bush at its own 12-yard line. Eakins flushed, moving to his right, running for his life, pulls it down, and he's got some yardage. He's hit at the 18-yard line. Oh, what a beautiful textbook open field tackle by Makai Davis.
He's tackled by number 23, Makai Davis.
And now it's going to be 4th down for Bush at the 18, and they'll punt it away.
It is 4th down for the Broncos.
We are under 3 minutes to go in this interminable first quarter. Caleb Davis back for Hightower, standing at the 46-yard line of Bush. Nathan gets the punt away, end over end. It bounces sideways. No chance for Caleb Davis to return it, but it's good field position for Hightower at the 46 of Bush. And the clock stops again.
Walker's punt is down at the 46-yard line, and the Hurricanes take over 1st and 10 at the Bush.
2:26 to go in the quarter. By the way, every time I do a pregame interview with Cornelius Anthony, head coach of the Hurricanes, I ask him about getting players back, and basically some key injuries. He just hasn't gotten any of them back, and just hoping that someday they do come back. Caleb Davis in motion, and now a handoff over the left side. This is going to be a big play for Hightower, but the ball comes out. It's going to be a Bush recovery. It is scooped up by number 28, Caleb Johnson.
Fumble on the play.
So a hit on the running back for Hightower. They had given the ball to 28, Michael Amy. Michael Amy coughed it up as he was hit hard. And honestly, I don't know who hit him, but it was a great hit, and the ball went flying forward, the same direction that Hightower wanted to go. And here we go again. I have had to write down the yard line where a drive starts over and over and over. So I'm going to say own 18, because that's where Bush has it, at its own 18. 2:08 to go in the first quarter. And I will number the plays and see, just in case this is a scoring drive. Wow. All right, Eakins still out there at quarterback. Antoine Eakins for Bush. Looks to his right, pump short, throws deep, and his man did not continue the route, and it's an interception by Hightower. Hightower gets it right back on the very next play as Ephraim Dotson picks it off.
With the turnover, and the Hurricanes take over at midfield.
And they put him at the 50-yard line. All right, so I'll mark out own 18, and now I'll go 50 YL for yard line. And I'll put down 1 minute, 57 seconds. And so the one touchdown we've had in this game, Hightower leads by a score of 6-0. The one game that we've had, I was in a commercial break when it happened. I hope it's not a chilling portent of things to come. Although chilling wouldn't be bad, because it really is hot. It was 92 degrees at kickoff time, and right now in beautiful Sugar Land, Texas, it's cooled off to 87. I heard one of our local weather forecasters say we got a cold front coming, but what does cold front mean in the last week of September? I don't know. Stewart takes the snap, and he hands it off. Same play, and this is going to work again, just like it did earlier, except it's Bowen carrying the football. A flag comes in as he's wrestled out of bounds at the 40. It'll be a 10-yard gain if the play stands, but we'll check the flag.
Joachim Nikolai. There is a flag on the play.
Okay, Nikolai made another tackle for Bush. Wow. Just because of the time that this is taking, I'm just wondering if we're going to have a lot of cramping in the second half, or if, just for being out here. And, this game is bound to go 3 hours if it keeps going at this pace, and I would say even 4 hours if we don't speed things up. All right, so that first play nullified on the holding penalty against Hightower. The new line of scrimmage is the 43 of the Canes, and Stewart takes the snap. And it's a draw play. There goes Bowen. Runs left, turns it up near the numbers, and it's about a 5-yard pickup, and that's it. And a fired-up Bush tackler is number 6, Preston Davis.
Austin Bowen on the carry.
Every once in a while when you see somebody make a tackle, make a really good hit, and they get up they look like they're letting off some steam, and, there's a lot of that teen angst, and you can't blame them. All right, so first play of the drive still doesn't get them back to the original line of scrimmage. Canes from their own 47. Stewart with a rollout. Here comes the rush, throws toward the sideline late, and it's incomplete because his intended receiver was juggling it. That's Elijah Jones. Incomplete. It'll be third down, and they still need 13 yards for a first down.
Third down.
We're in the final minute of the first quarter, 59.6 seconds to go. Remember, we're gonna run that entire halftime show by Cracky. We're very proud of our programming, and we're not going to miss out. But as soon as I know we've run the last play of the second quarter, we're going to start our halftime. Robert Ford, Sarah Merrifield, and John Poorman. Stewart dropping back, trying to set up a screen. Now he is pressured, throws it toward the sideline. It's tipped and almost intercepted by Bush, but it's incomplete. They don't stop the clock. They let it run an extra 4 seconds. Okoroafor of Bush, outstanding linebacker, almost pulled that one out of the air. And Hightower is going to punt. So I have to cross everything out and make a new drive start notation. Jalen Davis ready to punt. Back to receive for Bush is Reginald Williams.
Jalen Davis.
Despite the lopsided loss 2 weeks ago against Ridgepoint, Reginald Williams made some really good plays. Oh, I hear a Hightower coach all the way up here in the stands saying, "Hey, get over here." And I'm not using the tone of voice and the inflection that he did. Hightower coach is very upset that they were not prepared to punt the football away. We'll take a break and be back.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store, or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, OfficeMax, and OfficeDepot.com.
We'd like to thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugar Land, for taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. So folks at Hightower, way down in Missouri City, folks at Bush on the northern edge of Fort Bend County, do I expect you to drive all the way to the Office Depot at Williams Trace and Highway 59 in Sugar Land? Yes, I do. And there is the punt by Davis. It's a pretty good one, and it's going to take a good Hightower roll. It's going to go to the 15 and stop at the 14. Picked up by Hightower's Ephraim Dotson, who had an interception earlier in this quarter, and there's a flag down near the line of scrimmage. And the officials are talking about it. Ronnie Baines chatting up his umpire, and it is holding against Hightower. Does Bush want to take the penalty? Ronnie Baines looking at the Bush sideline and asking, do you want to decline it? He makes the hand signal. His microphone is not working. And I think that they're going to make Hightower kick it again. And that's the way things are going tonight. Whatever takes longer, that's what we're going to do, pretty much. 38.8 seconds left to go in the Cretaceous period first quarter. 6-0 Hightower on top of Bush. By the way, just because I like to give you a chuckle every now and then, before we started this football game, someone put, who puts the team names on the scoreboard, put Bush with a C in it. And you just can't do that. I think we all know what the UIL rules are. It needs to be B-U-S-H, like the former president, the first of them, George Bush, for whom the school is named. B-U-S-H. But they inadvertently had 5 letters in it, but they fixed it before the game started. I just thought it was funny. Thought you'd want to know. Jalen Davis to punt. Good snap. He runs to his right. Almost gets it blocked. And he punts it toward the far sideline. It checks up inside the 30 and dies at the 29. And with 27.3 seconds to go, it will be Bush football.
That punt is down at the 30-yard line where the Broncos will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And we'll see if Bush will work the ground game. It just has not given them too much. So they might keep filling the air with footballs. They marked it at the 30, even though the punt went to the 29. It's at the 30. Here we go with 27.3 to go. And Eakins hands it off, and buried in the backfield is Alan Aldridge III. That play had no chance. Actually, it was not Alan Aldridge III who carried. They gave the football to Michael Richard. And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com. 6-0, Hightower leads Bush.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
It took 49 minutes to play the first quarter, and now we start the second. Bush with a second down and 13 yards to go for a first down from their own 27. Eakins at quarterback, and now Alan Aldridge III in at running back to the right of the young quarterback. Takes the snap, drops straight back. They protect him, tipped at the line, and almost intercepted by Hightower. It was a tip ball that almost came down in the loving arms of Cade Phillips. But it's going to be 3rd and 13.
It's incomplete. It's 3rd down, 4 yards to go for the Broncos.
I guess if Phillips at some point during his high school football career becomes a captain of the team, then he'd be Captain Phillips, which was a pretty good movie. All right, here we go. Second play of the quarter. Eakins rolls to his right, flips it out there, got a completion, 32-yard line, very close. No, not close to a first down. The stick was farther away than I recalled. Blake Davis made the catch, but all it'll do is set up a little bit better punting position for the Bush Broncos, who trail 6-0. Nathaniel Walker on to punt. The line of scrimmage is the 32. Caleb Davis back to return it for Hightower. Walker takes the snap. There's a flag. It's either a terrible kick or partially blocked. A flag came out. And the ball is at the 37-yard line, so that's only a 5-yard punt if it stands. But did Hightower jump offside? Is that the reason that they got in there so quickly? We shall see. Or I guess this is web radio, so we shall hear. Beautiful sky in the early evening here in Sugar Land. I'm looking across the way, and you've got that pinkish hue on a cloud that is just above the stands and some of the rooftops here in First Colony. Also the green rooftop of the ice rink facility. All right, so it is a penalty, 5 yards against Hightower, so the punt will happen again. Nathaniel Walker to boot it away. 5 yards farther forward. It's a high snap, but he does gather it in. He does get the punt away. This one is much, much better. Caleb Davis catches it as 29, reverses his field. 35, coming to the near side. He runs into a teammate and goes down at the 35. So it ends up being just about a 6-yard return.
Caleb Davis on the return. He's tackled by number 41.
Brings it to the 35, and that is where the Hurricanes will start another drive.
Okorafor with help from number 40.
Cozy Okorafor with the tackle on that punt return.
For the Hurricanes at their own 35-yard line.
And we've got 10:40 to go in the half. Joseph Stewart has gone all the way at quarterback. Broncos with a blitz look. Looked like they're going to bring their defensive ends. Austin Bowen, a handoff up the middle, and not much there. He is hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Right there in the middle, always making plays, it seems, Cozy Okorafor.
Bowen with the carry. Tackled by number 40, Joachim Nikolai.
Ball on the left hash mark as Hightower tries to advance the ball from left to right here in the second quarter. They lead 6-0. Bush playing much better football, showing the benefits of 2 weeks of preparation. Stewart steps up for Hightower. Check down to Bowen, and he threw off his back foot, and it's incomplete. Coming up strong, Ty Bickham was ready to make a hit, but the pass was incomplete, so he held off.
3rd and 10 for the
3rd and 10 for the Hurricanes. Wow, 49 minutes is what it took to play the first quarter. Kearney, the best receiver for Hightower, splits out to the left. And we have Jalen Davis, the widest receiver to the near side. There is a quick throw by Stewart, and it's incomplete. Just no forced bad throw, but it was a bad throw, looking for Caleb Davis in the flat.
Stewart's pass intended for Caleb Davis falls incomplete.
It looks like we're going to have another 3 and out.
Down for the Hurricanes.
Don't forget, we've got Tuesday night volleyball every Tuesday night except that 1 week, the week of Labor Day, when they bumped everything to Wednesday. That's the one time we've done Tuesday night volleyball on Wednesday. Other than that, it's always on Tuesday. Anyway, we got Kempner and Fulsher coming up this week. We got running into the kicker as the punt is away for Hightower, but Bush ran into the kicker. The thing is, if that's just a 5-yard penalty, and I think that's what it's going to be, then it will not, repeat, will not give Hightower a first down. So what will the Canes do with this option, I wonder. All right, there's a lot of standing around going on. We see the running into the kicker penalty. But what Bush has decided to, what Hightower has decided to do is accept the penalty, but tack it onto the return. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty against Bush. So the punt died at the 30, but the new line of scrimmage is the 25. So that's where their drive will start with 9:32 to go before halftime. Like driving to El Paso, you almost think you'll never get there. All right, Eakins lines up in the spread formation. 1st and 10 from the 25, drops back. Here comes the rush. He's hit. He gets away. There he goes and advances the ball to the 29-yard line. And great pursuit from the back. Amazing that Cameron Reddick got there. Just an amazing play.
10, Cameron Reddick.
And he got him from behind.
Second
and it looked like Eakins was really starting to shift into a higher gear and run down the field. But Cameron Reddick, he's been working out. What quick feet, what a burst of speed. 4-yard pickup makes it 2nd down and 6. And there's a draw play. Alan Aldridge III hit early by guess who? Cameron Reddick. And it's a 1-yard gain only, 3rd down and 5 after a 1-yard pickup.
The tackle. 3rd and 5.
Bush sends in a receiver that we haven't seen, Keelan Hall. Nathaniel Walker, I thought he was going to leave the field there for a second, but he is now lined up in a slot on the left side. Now he's lined up on the line outside of number 11, Reginald Williams. And Eakins on 3rd down and 5 will try to convert here. He might be changing the play. The play clock is at 1 and it runs out. And timeout was called by Bush before the penalty flag was thrown. So we'll take a timeout and be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, we're back. So it's 3rd down and 5. 8 minutes to go in the first half. It is 6-0 Hightower leading Bush. The Broncos trying to convert a 3rd down here. And they cause Hightower to jump. And that 5-yard penalty might give Bush the 1st down if it is offside. And I am thinking it is. But the Bush players are reacting as if it's going to be a false start. 4 officials in a little conference right where the ball will be placed. Well, I guess not anymore. It's going to be a penalty one way or the other. It won't be placed at the 30. And like a cat that comes up and rubs you on your leg, somebody kind of nudged the ball with their foot and it came rolling over to where the officials were standing. So now we know which official the football likes the most. You know, like the cat. I'm just trying to keep it going here, folks. It is a false start against Bush. It's offside. It is offside against Hightower. They called it against both teams. So it is still going to be football placed at the 30-yard line. 3rd and 5. I don't know that I've seen that. Usually it's either they were drawn off or they jumped. You pick a team. In that case, they said false start on the offense and encroachment on the defense. So offsetting pre-snap penalties, and here we go. 3rd down and 5. Eakins drops back, tries to get it out of his hand. He is flushed. He's hit. He's sacked inside the 20 at the 18. And I think it was Traylon Bellany who got there. And if it wasn't Traylon Bellany, it was Gerard Scott. Dalen Ellis.
4th down.
I'm going to go with Dalen Ellis and Traylon Bellany sharing the sack. That is the tackle of the quarterback, not something else. Clock running. Under 7.5 minutes to go. And Nathaniel Walker on to punt it away for the Broncos. High punt. Caleb Davis lets it bounce in front of him, and it goes out of bounds at the Hightower 41. And that's where the Hurricanes will start another drive. I'm going to run out of ink in this pen that I'm using to write down the drive start information.
The Hurricanes will take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
7:05 to go in the half. The Bush cheerleaders, I must say, are still showing great enthusiasm, doing everything they can to keep everyone entertained and enthused. And we've got no Bush band here tonight. We do have the dance team, however. All right, Stewart under center now with Bowen behind him, handed it off deep in the backfield, and a run of 3 yards, and that's it. And Joakim Nicolau drove him back.
Joakim Nicolau.
Nicolau a little slow to get up, but he is up and he's fine. Cozy Okorafor was also slow to get up. No, wait a minute. Okorafor is up, but Nicolau went back down, and now the training staff is coming out to check on him. We'll be back. Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC. Hey, guess what happened?
Take over 1st and 10.
I think you heard PA man say the Broncos take over because on 2nd down, Austin Bowen was stripped of the football. And the Broncos jumped right on top of it. Sayi Joseph got the fumble recovery at the 45-yard line of Hightower. Another drive starts. And 6:29 to go in the half, and Bush looking for the tying or go-ahead touchdown. Eakins in the spread formation. Takes the snap, slides over to his right, throws to Jamon Cooley, got a completion, but it's only a 2-yard pickup. And instantly hitting him, knocking him down on defense. It was Makai Davis and Cameron Reddick. They were both there. Maybe it was Reddick who knocked him down, and it was Makai Davis who helped him up. 2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard pickup. I'm not the public address announcer. I'm the radio guy, so you need to go inside and go down the hall for the PA guy. It was very nice talking to you, though. People come up to me all the time thinking I'm the PA guy. All right, it is Eakins dropping back. Good protection over the middle, incomplete. His pass was on target but incomplete, intended for Michael Richard.
Number 5, Michael Richard.
It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Number 10, Cameron Reddick. 3rd down, 8 yards to go.
You know, I said to her that it was really nice talking to you. And, you know, some people, you're just happy you got a chance to talk to them. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But very nice. Okay, 3rd down and 8. Eakins steps up, and we got a pre-snap timeout by Bush. They want to make sure this goes right. We'll be back.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
3rd and 8, here we go. Bush with an opportunity to extend a drive past 3 plays. Eakins from the 43 on 3rd and 8. He's flushed to the left. He's sacked. Traylon Bellany. Oh, what a player Traylon is. And he throws him down like a wash rag.
Scott with the sack.
For a loss of, let's see, 8 yards. I like that Traylon Bellany. And I like knowing that I'm saying his last name correctly because we said it wrong last year when he had a great season and did very well in the playoffs. But nobody told us we were saying it wrong. Now we know. Nathaniel Walker to punt it away with 4:54 to go in the half. Good snap. His punt is away, and this is a beauty, but Caleb Davis can return it from the 15. Drops it, picks it up across the 20, hit at the 24. Wow, he got slobber knockered right there. My goodness. Sayi Joseph
on the return,
getting a little aggression out.
Tackled by number 41, Kosi Okorafor.
Well, they say Kosi Okorafor made the hit, and
the
probably
Hurricanes
so.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Let me write this down. Own 21. 4:41 remaining in the quarter. Just in case this becomes a Hightower scoring drive. All right. Joseph Stewart out there to try and drive his team down the football field. Hightower leads 6-0. Hightower with 2 timeouts left in the half. Stewart to throw. It's a screen pass, and it's at the feet of Kearney, incomplete. 2nd down.
Stewart's pass falls incomplete. It is 2nd and 10 for the Hurricanes.
Let's see, I've already told you about the trash talking cheerleaders segment and how we can't do it every game. We wanted the Marshall girls to do it, but they decided they didn't want to do the trash talking thing. Ridgepoint girls are always game for it. 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield, but a whistle prior to the snap. And what's going on here? One of the head linesmen is talking to referee Ronnie Baines, trying to make sure Mr. Baines knows exactly what the call was going to be for. And I think it might have been delay of game on Hightower. Wow, let's see. The first quarter took 49 minutes to play. And the second quarter, let me do some math here. We've been playing the second quarter since 7:19. So we're 22 minutes into this second quarter. So it's not going to take 49 minutes to play this quarter, I'm pretty sure, but it's still taking a long time. All right, here is Mr. Baines, the referee. Unsportsmanlike conduct and it's against Bush. I'm not sure what happened. It might have been jamming of the signals. That's when defensive players shout out to try and get the offense to jump. They try to be a ventriloquist, like the voice is coming out of the quarterback. If I talk to Ronnie Baines sometime soon, I'll try to remember to ask him what happened there. All right. Snap back to Stewart. Here comes the blitz. He shakes the first tackler, moves to his left, throws a lateral pass to Caleb Davis. Far sideline and out of bounds at the 49 of Hightower, but a flag comes in late.
Stewart's pass complete to Caleb Davis.
And the flag is thrown right about the line of scrimmage. And it looks like it could be a holding call against Hightower. But the thing is, you know, if the pass has been thrown and it's a good 20, 25 yards away from the play, you pick up the flag and hey, that's what Ronnie Baines is doing. No flag. So on the advancement of the football, where are they going to mark it? Okay, that's a first down. I thought it was a first down. The down box guy had not moved to where the play ended, but that's good. He was doing the right thing. He didn't want to be moving until he was told to move. Okay, the ball is at the 49-yard line of Hightower. Third play of the drive, pistol formation. Stewart drops back, fakes a handoff, steps up in the pocket. He's pressured. He's hit. He gets a gain of about 3 yards as he started to take off. But Bush really responded well. You had Godley Easy Catchy, who came out of the game with an injury earlier. He's now okay. And Godley made that tackle. We're under 4 minutes to go. That was the third play of the drive. Second down now and 8. Second down and 8 after a gain of 2. Three and a half minutes left. Clock ticking. Stewart gives it off to Bowen on a draw play. Dodges a couple of tacklers. Keeps going. Needed 8. Got 7. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for Hightower.
Austin Bowen on the carry. He's tackled by number 4, Bryce McDonald.
Bryce McDonald made the Bush tackle.
Third down.
Bush got a tackle from Bryce McDonald. And now Hightower needs to advance to the Bush 41-yard line. That's interesting. Bush 41, get it? You know, the first of the Bush presidents. Anyway, pistol. Stewart turns around, gives to Bowen. Running hard, got the first down inside the 40 to the 38. That'll move the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tyrant Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttyrantauto.com. We have an injured Hightower Hurricane. One of the offensive linemen, I can't tell who it is. He is face down on the turf, and he is slamming his fist to the turf. He is in some pain. We'll be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stabenow with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a 4th generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
Thank you, Bradley Stabenow. So Chris Hodges offensive lineman for Hightower was the injured player. He did get up and walk off on his own. So hopefully he's going to be okay. All right. When we resume the action, it'll be third down and 1 yard to go for Hightower. They need to get to the Bush 41-yard line to continue this drive. There's a discussion among the officials, and I have no idea what it would be. Coach Alan Aldridge of the Bush Broncos has gone out past the numbers on the near side, and Coach Cornelius Anthony is out past the numbers on the far side. It's a first down for Hightower. And I guess it was a penalty following the play. A dead ball foul, a 15-yard penalty. All right, here we go with the 7th play of the drive, and we've got 2:44 to go in the first half. Stewart, pistol formation. Bowen behind him, 2 receivers on the left side. Stewart drops back, looks left, he throws deep over the middle for Kearney on the post pattern and beyond his outreached arm. Incomplete. Kearney gets up, and great sportsmanship. Paul Omodia, who really respects Kearney, and I'm sure it's a vice versa thing. Omodia just making sure he was okay. Incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10, 2:28 to go in the half. Play clock begins. And Hightower is huddling. And you know what? They broke the huddle with 12 guys, and that's a penalty. I saw it before they threw the flag. You can't do that. So someone wearing number 40 for Hightower was, I guess Aggies will appreciate this, was the 12th man. That was Terrell Potter. And I'm not blaming Terrell because he might have been told to go out there, but they did break the huddle with 12 players, and the flag came in. So instead of 2nd and 10, it's now going to be 2nd and 15. Rosie Bega and Roger Smith with you on VypeFortBend.com. You don't hear her. She's back inside the mothership. There was a song by Jackson Brown. Looks like it's you and me again tonight, Rosie. And there you go. It's me and Rosie. Stewart from the spread. Takes the snap, hands it off on a draw play, and that is Bowen. Bowen tumbling on down to the 25-yard line, and a timeout taken by Hightower. No, it's not a Hightower timeout. It's a penalty flag.
There is a flag on the play.
Yes, there is. 2:05 to go in the first half. And let's see, it looks like it's going to be against Hightower. The Hurricanes are walking away from the end zone at which they are trying to arrive. It's holding. Ronnie Baines with the hand signal, and I guess he has given up trying to get the microphone to work. So that play basically did not happen. It's nullified. Okay, the new line of scrimmage is the Bush 43, and it is 2nd down and 25 to go after that 15-yard penalty. Actually, a 10-yard penalty following a 5-yard penalty. Okay, now it is a throw over the middle. Stewart got his man, Caleb Davis, running 10-5, touchdown Hightower!
Complete to number 3. That's Caleb Davis. He's in the
43-yard touchdown pass.
Touchdown!
So that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive for the Hightower Hurricanes went 8 plays, and it covered 79 yards. And it took, let's see, I'm sorry. It took 2 minutes and 59 seconds off the clock, and it was capped off by a touchdown pass from Stewart to Caleb Davis, covering 43 yards. And they're going for two. Caleb Davis takes the direct snap, can't get out of the backfield, but a flag comes in as the Bush Broncos bury him for a tackle for loss. And we'll have to see what that penalty flag is for. But if the play stands or it's a declined penalty or whatever, and I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I think it was holding on Bush or something, or I don't know. I'm sorry, holding on Hightower or something. So it's declined, or it might be assessed on the kickoff, but it is 12-0, Hightower leading Bush. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Our halftime show is not to be missed. The Next Level Urgent Care halftime show has Robert Ford, Astros radio announcer, Sarah Merrifield of High School Scoreboard Live, and also John Poorman, high school sports writer. I guess that's kind of redundant. High school sports writer for the Houston Chronicle. I do like to read the Chronicle sports section. 1:42 to go in the half. Ready to kick is Kenneth Bradford, the very tall kicker for the Hightower Hurricanes. He strides toward the football and boots it. It's over there toward the left sideline and it goes out of bounds. The flag comes in. So that means that be pretty decent field position for Hightower.
Flag on the play.
They'll put him at the 25-yard line. See if Bush can put something together here in the final minutes, the final minute and 42 seconds of quarter number 2. And the Bush offense is kind of running over here to the near sideline. I'm not really sure why. I believe the Bush Broncos are telling Hightower, you're going to kick it again. We're not just going to take it at the 25-yard line. You're going to kick it again, pal. All right, so here comes Bradford with his kicking tee, and he'll put it down at the 35. And by the way, Ronnie Baines is our referee, but of course on a kickoff, the referee stands behind the kick return team, and so one of his crew members had to make the illegal procedure gesture. That's what you call it officially, I guess, when the ball is kicked out of bounds without being touched by the return team. And Bradford will put it in the air, and there's no way in the world he's going to be able to get it to the end zone, so we know that Bush should have an opportunity for a return. He's kicking into the wind, and he's 5 yards farther back, and guess what? The ball blew off the tee. I haven't played golf in a long, long time, but every once in a while you get behind slow players, and that's kind of the feeling I have tonight. This game just seems to go on and on forever. We have almost played a full hour. I'm sorry, a full hour and a half, trying to finish off this first half. All right, it's Jamon Cooley from the 10-yard line. Moves to the middle, across the 20, 25, still going, spinning, fighting, extra effort, will not go down. And he gets across the 30-yard line, and what an effort. And I think it's Jamon Cooley. It might be Paul Amodia. And a flag comes in late.
Paul Amodia with the return.
It was Paul Amodia. Wow, Paul giving it their all. And now we got snarling and snapping and more flags coming out. After the play had ended and one penalty had already been called, there was one of the Hightower Hurricanes and one of the Broncos was rolling over on him after it was over. It was Makai Davis who was really upset. And I really wish we had Ronnie Baines, the referee's microphone, working, because I really want to know who is the perpetrator in this case. But they do mark Omodia at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 from there for Bush with 1:19 to go in the half. And we're talking about a penalty and maybe multiple penalties. One play perhaps during the return and one a dead ball foul after. You know, if you ever learn about what it takes to be a DJ and what you really should do as you're on the air, well, there's so many things that they want you to do. But one of them is to avoid dead air. And so I consider myself, especially as a solo football announcer, to be kind of like a DJ. You don't ever want to have dead air. So that's why I just keep talking. But I have to confess, good friends out there in VypeFortBend.com land, sometimes you just run out of stuff to say. Wow. All right, so it's 7:59 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and when it strikes 8 p.m., we will have been playing football for an hour and a half, and we're still not done with the first half. And I think that this may be the longest first half I've ever been a part of, apart from ones where there were weather delays and things like that. And what I see happening on the field now is the penalty is going to be against Hightower, or there's going to be a re-kick. Unsportsmanlike conduct is called against Hightower. And that's what happened after the play, but there was something during the play as well. They have moved the football all the way to the Hightower 37. So it's a 30-yard penalty? My goodness. A 30-something yard penalty, I guess. Okay. Well, Bush is kind of in business here. 1:19 to go before halftime, and the Broncos trailing 12-0. That was a super penalty. All right, Eakins drops back, gets the ball out of his hands and off the hands of his intended receiver, far sideline. He was trying to deliver it to Michael Richard. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Intended for number 5, Michael Richard, falls incomplete. It is 2nd down for the Broncos.
Ball still at the 37. 3 receivers on the left side of the formation. One of them is offside, but now backs up. Snap to Eakins. He fires it. It is caught by Cooley. Little comeback route. 6-yard gain to the 31. Clock ticking. 1:04 to go.
Jamon Cooley picks up 6
Ball on the left hash
yards.
mark as Bush tries to move from right to left.
For the Broncos.
Eakins looking over at his coaching staff. We're at 51 seconds to go, and the clock's still ticking. Eakins takes the snap, throws it quickly to Cooley, off his hands, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4. He just threw the ball so quickly after he received the snap, it looked like he had a hot potato in his hands, and he wanted to get rid of it. like right now. By the way, I told you earlier we have such a great halftime show. I don't know how long of a halftime show we'll have here at the stadium, so I'm going to very, very quickly. By the way, there's going to be a field goal attempt now. It is 4th and 4. I said it was 3rd and 4. That's wrong. It's going to be a very long field goal attempt, 48 yards, an attempt by Samuel Nahara. Bush trying to get on the board. They're down 12-0. Good snap and hold. Kick on the way, and it's going to come up short. No good. 39 seconds to go in the half. All right, we're going to begin our halftime show early. This is Roger Smith on VypeFortBend.com. We'll be back with Robert Ford of the Astros.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store, or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, Office Max, and OfficeDepot.com.
Welcome back. This is the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, and I'm a little nervous because I'm going to be asking questions of someone that makes a living interviewing and describing baseball. He's Robert Ford, the radio play-by-play man for the Astros. And Robert, I'm looking back to when you started, 2013, 2014, kind of lean years. I'm sure you enjoy your job no matter what, but ever since then, the Astros have been contenders. So are you pinching yourself that it's been so good for so long?
Thanks for having me, Roger. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the dream as a broadcaster is to get to the major leagues, and I was fortunate to do that with the Astros, and then obviously you hope that the team's successful, but as a broadcaster you don't have any control over that. But yeah, I've been very fortunate that the Astros have gone on the run that they've gone on. Certainly didn't see it coming back in 2013, my first year, when they lost 111 games. I mean, we knew there was a plan, we knew there was a rebuild, but those don't always work, and sometimes how well does it work? But I mean, a ball club that's gone to the ALCS 5 years in a row, which has only been done 2 other times in baseball history, and I mean, it's just impressive to watch, and I'm really fortunate to have been a part of it in some small way.
I've really enjoyed hearing you and Steve Sparks come together as a duo, and I think you're a very good match set. There are things that you're both funny when you need to be, but of course Sparky has his own personality, and so do you. I'm also amazed you're very precise. I listen closely when I listen to a description I did of a game, and I'll say, oh, I can't believe I said the wrong word there. You don't say it very often. What's your secret?
Well, I do all the time. But I think, one of the nice things about doing baseball, and I think I almost treat it similarly to the way a position player would, where, I mean, yeah, there are times when things didn't come out quite the way you wanted them to, or, you maybe fumbled some words, but it's on to the next play, the next at-bat, the next game, and since baseball's every day, that comes really quickly. So, all right, so maybe I didn't say this quite the way I wanted to in the 3rd inning, but I still have, 6 more innings of baseball to broadcast, and so that's always, because, I mean, you can drive yourself nuts, letting it eat away at you when you make a mistake. And a lot of times, as a matter of fact, most of the time, I think, what you may think is a mistake, most people don't even know. Most listeners don't even know, but as a broadcaster, because I think most broadcasters, if they're any good, hold themselves to a higher standard. So, that's what matters to you. But yeah, I think you just try to go on to the next sentence and to describe the next play, and there are always several of them in a baseball game, and again, you have them every day.
What were some of the steps you took in your career? Did you have some of those stories about maybe sleeping in your car to make sure that you could make it to both games that were not too long of a duration apart? Anything like that?
Well, I mean, I worked as a minor league baseball broadcaster for 7 years, and during that time I also did other sports. And I had one winter, my first year, I was the radio broadcaster for the Binghamton Mets, AA affiliate of the New York Mets, for 4 years. My first year there was 2005, and I was a seasonal employee. And so I didn't have anything lined up at the end of the season. So I wound up working as a pizza delivery guy for 2 months, and then I was able to land a couple of gigs one doing college basketball for a Division II school, the College of St. Rose, which is in Albany, New York, about 2 hours from Binghamton. And I also did some high school basketball for a little small station outside of Binghamton. Not that Binghamton, New York's all that big, but the town, Sydney, New York, where I was doing games at, the high school games, was even tinier. And so I wound up that winter doing 75 basketball games because the Division II school, College of St. Rose, played double headers, and their conference was throughout New England. So I would drive to Albany 2 hours away if it was a home game, do both games, the women first and the men's game, and then drive back. If they were playing on the road, they'd be going up to New Hampshire or Vermont or Massachusetts or Connecticut. So then I would get on the bus, go with the team, call both women's and men's games, get back on the bus with them, come back to Albany, get in my car, drive 2 hours back to Binghamton, New York, and then usually I had a high school game the next day, and I did have a couple of instances where I had college basketball in the early afternoon and then a high school playoff game for basketball in the evening, and fortunately didn't have any mishaps, or I was able to get to all my games on time. And but yeah, that you look back on stuff like that and it's like, man, how did I do that? But you're not thinking that. I loved what I was doing. I still do. I love broadcasting, and so I just looked at every opportunity as a chance to get better and a chance to do something that I love.
So you were an overnight success. And by the way, you mentioned you did the women's game, then the men's game. Did you fill the time in between games or throw it back to the studio?
Well, so with College of St. Rose, their broadcasts were internet streaming. So I didn't have to fill between games. I could just be, okay, we'll be back because there's about a 30-minute gap between the women's game and the men's game. So all right, we'll be back in 30 minutes for the men's game. Now, when I was in Kansas City before I came to Houston doing pre and post for the Royals flagship station, in the winters I did basketball for Nebraska Omaha, which is now Division I, but they were Division II when I started. And it was the same thing, the men's and women's basketball doubleheaders. Now that was on a station, so what I would do is the women's game would be first. I'd interview the women's basketball coach before the game, and that would be my pregame interview. And then I would do the game. Halftime of the women's game, I'd have the men's coach come on with me and do an interview with him that would preview the men's matchup. So I'd have that interview and then do the second half of the women's game. Between games, I would play the men's coach interview because that would be a preview for the men's game, and I would also interview the women's coach right after the women's game. So I'd have that, and then the women's interview for the post game, I would play that at halftime of the men's game. So I had a whole little system that I had working where I always had content between games and at halftime, but I mean, that's just what you have to do sometimes.
That's why I love this little guy right here. This recording device is like a studio, and one of my favorite books is an autobiography, Al Michaels' You Can't Make This Up.
Yeah,
I trust that you read that book, and he just said, if you want to be great as a sportscaster, just broadcast as much as you can. I mean, just game after game. The more you do, the better you're going to get, and obviously you did that. A couple of questions I wanted to ask. What did you do when you found out the PA announcer here for the Astros was Bob Ford?
Well, I was excited to meet him, and when I first met Bob, it went exactly as I thought it would go. He actually came into the booth. It was opening day in 2013, and he came into the broadcast booth, and he goes, Bob Ford, and I go, Robert Ford, and we shook hands, and it was pretty funny because Bob told me that he heard from quite a few people who were congratulating him. He's like, I had no idea you wanted to call baseball, and he's like, it's not me, I swear. And every now and then we get mixed up for each other. I'll get an email meant for him or vice versa. We laugh about it now, and Bob's great, a great PA announcer and a really good guy. But yeah, it's pretty funny how we get mixed up every now and again.
And you've always gone by Robert, right? You didn't change it to Robert when you became the Astros guy.
No, yeah, I've always been. It's never been Bob, but yeah, it's always been Robert on air.
All right, one kind of offbeat final question. You always give credit to your producer, Matt Boltz, I believe is his name. And one thing, I don't know if you call this bump music, but when you're coming out of a commercial and resuming the game, the variety of music that we hear is just incredible. I mean, it probably goes from 55-year-old music to something that came out in the last 5 years. Do you have anything to do with the choices? Do you and Sparky ever refer to them?
Not directly. Our studio producers, Josh C. and Joe George, are our studio producers these days. Bob Elliott was studio producer for years for Astros Radio, going back to Gene Elston in the early 80s. And it's always been their choice as to what to play, and they get into it. Bob Elliott used to be a DJ, so he was, and he just loves music, and I think that's true for Josh C. and Joe George, who we have now. And a lot of times we'll mention a song in the inning, like something will come up or whatever. We'll talk about a player's walk-up music, and then we'll come back, and the next bump will be the song we just referenced or a song by an artist we just talked about. And we don't necessarily do that intentionally, but I always joke sometimes. It's like, this is how we find out if the studio producers are paying attention. If we mention a song or an artist and we hear it the next break.
There's one other thing I want to ask. I hope you don't mind. Sometimes I wonder if broadcasters, you get together and maybe you argue about what's the best expression to use. A few things that you say have kind of affirmed. There's this one guy that told me you should say a pitcher has no record if it's 0-0. And I said, no, he has a record. He just doesn't have any decisions. He's pitched. But he said, no, say no record. So when you say no wins or losses, that makes me feel like I'm doing it right.
Well, and it also, when someone says a pitcher has no ERA, that always cracks me up. And this goes back to my days in high school math class, where it's like, no, they do have an ERA. 0 is the ERA, or the ERA is undefined if they haven't gotten out but have given up runs. I always get a kick out of little quirks like that. Another quirk that I have, and it doesn't show up on air because this isn't a spoken thing, but baseball shorthand is if it's a third of an inning or 2/3 of an inning to put 0.1 or 0.2. I hate that. I understand why it's done, but I just hate it personally because to me, I think of it as a decimal, and it's not 1/10 of an inning, it's a third of an inning. So I always write 1/3 or 2/3 whenever I write a fractional inning in my book. But yeah, it's one of those things, RBIs versus RBI for plural, things like that. I think sometimes
RBI?
I say RBIs. But, I mean, both are correct, and it's funny because people will argue with me about it. I'm like, no, both are right. Sometimes two things can be true. But yeah, I never say no record because, yeah, like you said, they do have a record. It's just 0-0.
And I gave this guy an audition reel, and at one point I said the outfielder is on his horse, and he said, how many horses are there in the outfield? So I've heard both you and Sparky say he's on his horse. So again, that feels kind of affirming as well.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those idiomatic expressions, right? I mean, I think most people know they're not literally on a horse, but it just gives you an idea. All right, this guy's really booking it. Because when you hear someone say so-and-so is on his horse, you automatically are thinking, all right, so he must be flying. So I think it's just sometimes certain phrases, certain words just immediately conjure up a visual for the listener, so the listener can immediately, if I say he's on his horse back toward the right field wall, okay, I get it. I can see that.
That's Robert Ford, and thank you so much for spending all this time. And, you're one of the announcers I like to emulate. I might even see if you'd listen to a CD of stuff that I've done, but I'll wait until after the World Series is over. How about that?
Sounds good. Great talking with you.
All right, that's Robert Ford, Astros voice. This is the Next Level Urgent Care, a halftime show, and we'll be right back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Welcome back to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. We've got Hightower and Bush. We appreciate Robert Ford of the Astros joining us during our halftime, and we'll have Sarah Merrifield of High School Scoreboard Live later. But right now we're talking to John Poorman of the Houston Chronicle. John, we really enjoy reading all of your content about high school sports. And I want to ask you about the game earlier today. Marshall taking on Port Neches Groves. Looked like it could have been a really close matchup, but Marshall pulled away and won by 21.
Yeah, Marshall, this was kind of their first big district test in a long time in their district opener here today against another top 10 team in the state in PNG. They really took advantage of some short fields early in the game, jumped out to a 21-0 lead, and then just kind of, hung on from there, added some more scores in the second half. And, besides a couple of big plays, their defense really stood up well against a well-coached PNG team. And you can't say enough about the job that Coach James Williams has done at Marshall. That was their 23rd consecutive district victory dating back to 2019. So another great performance here today from the Buffs.
We're talking with John Poorman, the Houston Chronicle, and during that 23-game streak, I'm sure that you came to at least a game or two where it was about 50-0 in the middle of the second quarter. And Marshall fans, I'm sure were kind of tired of having district opponents who really could not challenge the Buffs whatsoever. So do you think there is any team that is in that newly aligned district that could challenge the Buffs and give them a district loss?
It's hard to say right now. From what I've seen, I don't think so. I mean, you're looking at a PNG team that was ranked number 10 in the state entering today, and Marshall handled them by, several scores here. So it's hard to see anyone challenging them in this district. That being said, this is just the first district game. They've got a long ways to go. But you're right when you mention kind of the challenge that this district presents. Last year, they went 10-0 in the regular season, but they were 10 blowouts, and, the Houston ISD teams weren't even giving them a fight. At least today they got a fight, against a top 10 team, and that's this district is going to prepare them better for the playoffs. Of course, last year, they were upset by Barbers Hill in the first round after not playing, any competitive games during the regular season. So this district will at least test them and give them a good go before they enter into the postseason.
All right, one more question for you, John. It's about Marshall's quarterback, Jordan Davis. And I got to look at the Bumblebee because evidently when you look at the Bumblebee with his size of his fuselage and the size of the wings, he really shouldn't be able to fly. And Jordan Davis doesn't really look like the classic running quarterback. He's got a lot, John Madden talked about guys with big butts being great blockers on the offensive line. But he's so elusive in the open field. How does he do it when he just doesn't have that classic quarterback body?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously trust him coming in this year, taking over that quarterback spot. Jacoby Banks, the Houston commit at wide receiver, is back playing his natural position, which, gives this offense another big-time playmaker. But Jordan Davis coming in here, especially today, I was impressed with what I saw. He distributed the ball well. He didn't make any mistakes. And then, yeah, like you said, he can make some plays with his legs. He's not the tallest guy. He may not be the kind of the prototypical quarterback when you look at him, but he makes plays all over the field. I mean, he was breaking tackles left and right. He's a tough runner. He'll lean forward and get those extra yards for you. And as we saw, late in the fourth quarter, he ripped off a 38-yard run to kind of seal the victory there. So, he's a playmaker, and with him at quarterback and Jacoby Banks back playing receiver, that's a really good combo for Marshall, plus all the other guys they have. I mean, just athletes all over the field on this offense.
All right, and it's kind of like I remember Charles Barkley. Long ago, he was 6'4" and chunky, and yet he jumped so high. And I didn't know how he would do it, but such a great athlete. John Poorman, thank you so much for being with us, and keep up the good work at the Chronicle.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back with Sarah Merrifield on the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show right after this.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavenall with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a fourth generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
We have another great guest for you here on the Next Level Urgent Care Halftime Show, and it's another one of the stars of High School Scoreboard Live. It's Sarah Merrifield. You talked to us last year. We're glad you sat down with us this year. Welcome into our program, and how are you personally?
Good, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And going well. The off season's good, and really excited and looking forward to getting back into football.
You're pretty young. I don't know if you watched Seinfeld. Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
I was not a Seinfeld person, no.
Okay, well, no worries, but they would kind of put little clips of his stand-up routine in the show, and he was talking about detergent because in one of the shows, I think someone at the cleaner shrunk his shirt or something, but he was talking about how they're always working on Tide at the molecular level. They're just figuring out how can we get out more dirt, and I was thinking about High School Scoreboard Live. Can you make the show better? It's just the show that I dreamed about even before there were such things as Bally Sports Southwest. Is there anything we're going to see that is different? Because I'm just thinking, how would I try to improve it if I was in charge?
I mean, we've got a great slate of stuff coming up this fall, and it's really exciting. We're definitely working on tons of original content. You know, we're continuing to improve always, with our live product. And I think that ad last year was a really big, bump for the show, just having that live presence from the field. So yeah, it's going to be, a lot of the same. Obviously, we're covering high school football, which is always fun, but definitely some really cool storylines, some great new guests on the show, and then we're just keeping the same good vibes and good energy on Friday nights.
Now, I know one thing that you're doing is Erin Hardigan is now hosting, and I look at her. She doesn't have any kids of her own yet, but I'm just thinking she's probably kind of the mother hen among the girls who report. And you're all so good, so thorough, and you can tell everybody has that passion for sports. But is she kind of a mother hen?
I don't necessarily know if I'd call her a mother hen. I think she's definitely one, she's one of us. We love her, and she's fantastic at what she does. She definitely takes that hosting role very seriously, and she's been great at it for as long as she's been doing it. I think it's going on 9 years with Greg Tepper at her side. But yeah, we all have a really good rapport with her, and it's really fun to get to talk to her in studio when we do those live hits.
This is Sarah Merrifield of High School Scoreboard Live, and last year, I know that not everyone who was listening last year is listening right now, so tell us about Syracuse and tell us how you are not related to Whit Merrifield of the Kansas City Royals, but you have met him and he's a good guy.
Yeah, Syracuse, I loved going there. I graduated in 2015. It was a little too cold for me, so I decided let's find the hottest state possible, and here we are in Texas. I loved going there. It was a great fit for me. I studied broadcast journalism for my major, and what I took away was that the experience I had out there was great, but I'm really loving what I'm doing, so I'm grateful for the chance to have that education. And I'm not related to Whit Merrifield, although I have met him. That was one of my first things I did when I was on the road. My very first baseball game for the Texas Rangers was in Kansas City, and I said, well, he's here, might as well ask. So I walked into the clubhouse and introduced myself. He remembered me from one of our preseason games, and we had a funny laugh about it because our families, while same last name, totally opposite sides of the country, so we don't think we're related.
Well, we know you were very busy way back in July at the convention in San Antonio, and your schedule is busy now. Thank you very much for being with us, but I'll give you the chance. Is there anything else you want our listeners to know that you didn't get to say in this brief visit?
No, just excited about the football season, and we appreciate the viewership and the support every Friday night, so thank you for tuning into Bally Sports Southwest to support not just us, but of course the great teams of Texas. So we're having fun with it, and hopefully you guys are enjoying watching it.
All right. Thank you so much. That's Sarah Merrifield. This is the Next Level Urgent Care Halftime Show. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
All right, we are back inside Mercer Stadium, and we are waiting to bring you the second half, but we're still 8 minutes away, and I wanted to remind you that on Tuesday nights we bring volleyball to you, and it's Tuesday night volleyball this week. It'll be Kempner hosting the Fulshear Chargers. So Hightower, by the way, has come through with really good volleyball teams the last couple of years. I think they have a chance to get into the postseason with volleyball, and be with us at about 6:30. That's when we will probably start our broadcast from Kempner on Tuesday, although you just never know, because sometimes the JV match can run long and sometimes the JV match can be something that doesn't last very long. So let's talk about the first half. Jalen Davis having the game of his life. 2 long touchdown catches for the Hightower Hurricanes, and they are on top by a score of 19-0. We kind of lost our feed when we sent it back to the studio for halftime, and we're sorry about that, especially to Jalen Davis, his friends, his girlfriend, his family, his classmates, his teachers, his coaches, his teammates. We missed 2 touchdowns that he scored. Did not describe them live as they were happening, so I deeply apologize for that, and we'll try to make sure something like that does not happen again. But it is 19-0 Hightower on top, and it was kind of an aberration of a first half. I'm going to try to do some math here. So basically the half ended 22 minutes ago. So that would have been at 8:07. The game started at 6:37, so it took 97 minutes to play the first half of this football game. It's 19-0 Hightower over Bush. So I'm just not sure that apart from a weather delay, I've ever seen a first half of a football game take quite so long. But next week, we want to tell you what we have on schedule for you. Thursday night, we'll have Travis against Elkins from Traylor Stadium. That's in Lamar Consolidated Stadium. And as most of you know, Hall Stadium is being remodeled and it's out of commission. So we are unable to have Fort Bend ISD football games of any kind, sub-varsity, varsity, whatever. We can't do it at Hall Stadium until it is finished and they reopen it. So everything is either here at Mercer Stadium, or sometimes we rent Freedom Field from the Alvin School District, Alvin Memorial Stadium on the Alvin High School campus, Rhodes Stadium in Katy, Traylor Stadium at Lamar Consolidated, and I do know that the beg your pardon, that the Marshall Buffs are going to play a home game in Stafford Stadium, the one that is part of Stafford Municipal School District. Well, I'm just tap dancing and talking and telling you stuff just so we don't have dead air, and we still have 5 minutes left on the scoreboard clock. But both teams have come out of the field house. They are stretching, moving around, and I don't see any reason why we can't get this started a little bit sooner after a 97-minute first half. So let's see, what else was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, Thursday, Travis and Elkins from Traylor Stadium. And we'll start that one with our Countdown to Kickoff show at 6:40 p.m. Then on Friday night, we'll be back here at Mercer for Austin against Clements. Again, 6:40 for the Countdown to Kickoff show. And then on Saturday, we have Bush taking on Dulles. So Bush fans, make a note of that. But that game is going to start at 11 a.m. if there is no change in the time. So our Countdown to Kickoff show will start at 10:40 a.m. for that particular game. Bush against Dulles. So if Bush does not come back in this game and they end up with 2 losses in district play and they're taking on Dulles, well, that might be, I'm not going to say an elimination game, but whoever loses that game between Bush and Dulles would really have to work very hard and use GPS and more to find a road to the playoffs, a path to the postseason, so to speak. 3:46 to go before we resume this football game. Roger Smith and Rosie Bega back inside the mothership at Vype World Headquarters. Will step aside and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Equitable Advisors, financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, Cane fans, here are the Hurricanes.
All right, both teams have returned to the field for the second half of this game. 19-0. Hightower is leading Bush, and it was a much closer first half than that score really indicates. So we'll see if Bush can get something going. This exclusive VypeFortBend.com presentation of Fort Bend County High School football is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity Mobile, the best kept secret in wireless. By First Tire and Auto. 4 great Fort Bend County locations where you get the best prices on tires and anything your vehicle needs to run at its very best. Visit FirstTireandAuto.com. by Next Level Urgent Care. More than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Longmeadow, Greatwood, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. By Archer Volkswagen, open since 1956 and ready to serve you. Archer Volkswagen is on Highway 59 South, just inside the Sam Houston Tollway, and you will feel like family at Archer Volkswagen. By the Needville Insurance Agency, put hundreds of thousands, if not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds, if not thousands of dollars back in your pocket each year when the Needville Insurance Agency team shops all those insurance carriers to find the lowest rate for car, home, and flood insurance. Call Bradley Stavanaugh, 979-793-7411, or click NeedvilleInsurance.com. And Equitable Advisors. It's never too early or too late to get with Nick Arevalo and Equitable Advisors to create a smooth, soft landing into a wonderfully comfortable retirement. Check them out at Equitable Advisors. Bush kicks off to start the second half. It was a very, very, very sloppy first half. Both teams turning it over a lot. And that's one of the things that made it take so long. There were lots of penalties. Wow, my friend Patrick Kinnick, I guess he's going to be very, 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 very happy that he didn't come out to this one. But nevertheless, you know, there's always a chance that in the second half it'll be thrilling. All right, Samuel Nahara to kick off for Bush. He looks at his teammates. They are ready. Bush kicking off from the north end to the south end, and there it goes. And it's a long kickoff taken, and it is Kearney with it. Running sideways, 10-yard line, 15, 20. He's got room now, 30, still going near sideline, 40, 45, 50. He's got a covey of blockers. He may go all the way. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Kearney takes it the distance, 95 yards for a touchdown. He says 91, I say 95, but wait, there's a flag down. Yep, there's a flag down. That beautiful kickoff return for a touchdown by Kearney is not going to count, so they tell the band, stop playing.
There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, there is. All right, so every time I think I'm calling a very exciting scoring play, it's either called back or I'm still in a commercial break. Referee Ronnie Baines is sorry about that, is waving everybody back. Now he's tapping on his microphone. Is it working? Hey! Well, it was on when he said during the, and I'm sure he was going to say during the return. But no, didn't happen that way. Still 19-0, which was our halftime score. Well, hold on. Baines is, he's still trying to get his microphone to work. So it took 15 seconds to run that kickoff back, but of course the penalty nullifies it. And now they are assessing the penalty yardage, I think, based on spot of the foul. Well, they put it at the 40. Hightower with the ball at its own 40-yard line with 11:45 to go in the quarter number 3. I guess I should look for Jalen Davis. He was a touchdown scoring machine in the second half. And now it is Hightower ball, middle of the field, going right to left. There goes Caleb Davis, and they hand it off to Bowen, running left on the stretch play. Hit hard, but only after a gain of 10 and a first down for the Bush Broncos. Going down low to undercut him is Cozy Okorafor.
Austin Bowen on the carry. Tackled by number 21, Michael Akinbasola. Result of that run is a hurricane. First down.
Yeah, it is a first down, and you should think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Empty backfield for Joseph Stewart. Throws to Kearney, dodges the first tackler, 45-40, still going, tripped up and down at the 32.
Stewart's pass complete to number 4, Zion Kearney.
And the tackle was made by a Bush Bronco who is down.
Timeout.
And maybe when he moves around a little bit, I'll be able to figure out who it is. But he made a lunging swipe at the feet of Kearney and got him to go down. And that is Okorafor? Yes, it is. But he's favoring his right leg or ankle or something. He's limping off with no assistance, but he's in some pain.
Number 41, Kosi Okorafor, a hand as he walks off the field.
He's just played a great game.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes at the Bronco 32-yard line.
He's still limping a little bit, but walking more normally as he gets to the sideline, and he's replaced by Alexander Morris. 1st and 10 from the 32 for Hightower. Empty backfield again. Stewart drops back, has time, steps up, and now pulls it down, and he's going to run inside the 30, and he's sandwiched between two tacklers and goes down at the 27. The first tackler to hit him was Blake Davis and also Isaac Bouye. Alan Aldridge III, who more often plays offense, comes in to spell one of the defensive linemen, one of his teammates, Godly Easy Catchy. 6-yard gain on that previous play. 2nd down and 4 for the Hurricanes. There's a handoff to Bowen, stretching it left. Hit behind the line of scrimmage, dropped for a loss of 1, and it was Alan Aldridge III who hit him. Also
Bowen
helping out Caleb Fountain.
Tackled by Alan Aldridge. And number 28, Caleb Johnson. 3rd down for the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes with a comfortable 19-0 lead. We are 2.5 minutes into this 3rd quarter. Ball on the left hash mark as the Canes move from right to left, and Austin Bowen is 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Stewart fakes it to him, drops back, throws off his back foot, near sideline catch, 1st down at the 13 as he delivers.
Complete to number 3,
Caleb Davis.
Caleb Davis.
It moves the sticks. It's a 1st down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. I thought I could get that out of my mouth before, the PA guy said, 1st down. Clock still ticking. Hightower taking its time between plays. Bush chanting out D up, and they give to Bowen. Hightower does, slanting off the right side, and he picks up about 3 to the 15-yard line.
Austin Bowen on the carry. He's talking about number 52, Caleb Fountain. 2nd and 8 for the Hurricanes.
This has been one of those nights where, it's really kind of cooled off. The weather is pretty pleasant. We're down into the 80s now. And also, none of the defenders has had to be out there for very long. By the way, our temperature has gone down to 82. It was as high as 94 earlier in the day, 90 degrees at kickoff time. Stewart on 2nd down and 8. Throws a little check down over into the right flat. He's got close to a 1st down as he delivers it to Well, I think it was Caleb Davis.
Stewart's pass complete to number 40, Tyrell Potter.
No, Terrell Potter, okay.
Picks up another Hurricane. First down.
So it is first and goal at the 8-yard line.
8-yard line.
Caleb Davis is in the game, split out to the right. You got Kearney over here on the left side. Bowen in the backfield. Stewart is under center, no spread formation. Moves his blocking fullback over a little bit. That's Potter. And he gives it off to Bowen. Hit in the backfield, but slithers forward. Manages a gain of 1.
Tackled by number 28, Caleb Johnson. It's second down.
Caleb Johnson's fired into the backfield and got the first part of that tackle. Second down and goal at the 7. Coming up, the 8th play of this drive. I think if Hightower gets in close, they'll go ahead and go for it rather than kick a short field goal. Stewart looks at the defense, facing a 4-man front. Now rolls to the right, near the numbers, throws late off the hands of Caleb Davis. Came in a little bit hot.
Complete. Third down for the Hurricanes.
So it's third down now. This drive started at the 40-yard line of the Hurricanes.
Again, if you are operating a drone here in this stadium, that needs to be removed.
And the wide receivers are not split out very wide on this particular formation. Stewart drops back, throws it out to Bowen at the 5, gets around a tackler and scores. Touchdown, Hightower.
5, Austin Bowen with the touchdown catch.
7-yard touchdown pass to Austin Bowen. All right, so that was that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive, covered 60 yards in 9 plays. And they used up a lot of time. They used up 5 minutes and 46 seconds. And as we have the extra point kick, or before we do, Bush ran between all the linemen who were going to protect the kicker, Bradford. By the way, I'm going to double check on my subtraction to know how long this Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive was. Five minutes and 46 seconds was how long the drive went. 60 yards in 9 plays, capped off by a 7-yard touchdown pass from Stewart to Bowen. Bradford's extra point kick is up, and it's good. New score.
Kenneth Bradford's extra point
26 to nothing. Hightower over Bush. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Long Meadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for next level urgent care.
Bradford to kick off for Hightower, leading 26-0 halfway through this third quarter. His kick is a deep one, and he flies it all the way past the end line. He did it again. That kid's got quite a leg. Now, granted, there's some wind behind him, but it's not a life-changing wind, if you know what I mean. Speaking of strong wind, and you know we've had a lot of great halftime guests. There's a guy I want to get, but I haven't managed to make the connection with Ove Johansson. Used to be a kicker for the Abilene Christian Wildcats. In the fall of 1976, he kicked the longest field goal in football history, 69 yards right before halftime of the Wildcats' homecoming game, and I witnessed it. And it was wind-aided, I mean in a big way. From the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, there goes Alan Aldridge III, and all he can get out of that first carry is 1 yard.
Alan Aldridge on the carry. He's tackled
Braylon Kizzy kind of grabbed up, wrapped his legs.
Second down,
Wait a
9
minute.
yards to go.
Yeah, PA man is right.
Broncos.
I looked at the wrong number. It's 41, not 11. Sorry. It is Jamal Felix who made the tackle on that first down play. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 for the Broncos. Now it is Eakins dropping back. Here comes Bellany on the blitz. Bellany didn't get him, but his buddy did, and that being Daylon Ellis.
And that is a sack on the play.
Ellis is a big dude, but moves very fell, and he just bull rushed the guy trying to block him.
Dallin Ellis with the sack. 3rd down for the Broncos.
3rd down and 5 yards to go. 6-yard loss on that sack by Ellis. $4:39 to go in the third quarter. This third quarter advancing very fast. The first quarter took 49 minutes to play. Eakins steps up. Instructions for his offensive mates, and I believe they ran out of time. It's a delay of game, or is it a penalty? Doesn't really matter. We're taking a break. 26-0.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
3rd down and 15 for Bush. They're lined up and ready, I think. Ball at the 20-yard line. They're down 26-0. Okay, let's do this. Hightower band playing. Eakins calls for the snap, steps back, and he's hit. And there's another Ellis sack. Ellis is fired up.
The sack.
He's having quite a game.
It is 4th down for the Broncos.
It is time for Nathaniel Walker to punt for Bush. He'll stand in his end zone as he does. Well, he stands in his end zone waiting to receive the snap. He will step forward across the goal line after he gets the ball if all goes as planned. Low snap. Caleb Davis back to return it. Moving to his right. He does not pick it up. It rolls to the 49-yard line of Bush and stops right there. 37-yard punt. Nathaniel Walker. And we have a penalty. It's offside against Hightower. I don't know that Bush will accept this unless they let them tack it on to where the punt stopped. And in that case, it would be 1st and 10 from the 46 of Hightower for the Canes. Yeah, are they going to add 5 yards to the end of the kick? They are. I'm sorry, you caught me yawning. So Hightower does start this drive from the 46 with 3:14 to go in the third. Stewart takes the snap, drops back, quick release, throws it to Carney, and the ball just bounced at his feet. Stewart, an unforced error, just threw it low. Second down and 10. Clock frozen at 3:08 to go in the third. Empty backfield now for Stewart. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. See if Bush brings the blitz. Stewart is flushed, throws, and it is almost picked off by Okorafor. He knocked it bound near the far sideline.
Pressure on the play.
And it would have been a short gain had it been complete, but I think Okorafor, had he been able to catch it, could have made it a pick 6. But we have another player down. It's one of the Bush players, and we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Equitable Advisors, financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC.
Okay, here we go. 3rd down and 10 for Hightower. I'll tell you about Okorafor in a moment. And there's a pass by Stewart. Far sideline. Jalen Davis catches it for a short gain, spins, reaches out, only gets the ball to the 49-yard line of the Hightower Hurricanes. It is 4th down and still 7 needed, and they may go for it. No, they're going to punt. Okay, so Okorafor was the one that almost picked it off over there, and evidently he jammed his finger, and that can be very painful when your finger just gets jammed into its joint. And so he was running across the field, trotting across the field until he went down. Then the trainers went out and grabbed him. They're trying to kind of pull his finger and undislocate it. Relocate it? I don't know. All right, there is the punt by Caleb Davis. And it takes a Hightower roll inside the 15. Stops right there, just inside the 15. And Bush will start a new possession with 1:48 to go in the third.
Broncos will take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
And Eakins is still going to be the quarterback. We haven't seen Brody Thornton tonight. He got a lot of the snaps in the game against Ridgepoint 2 weeks ago. So for Bush, they had a tough shutout loss 2 weeks ago. And they did make some good plays in the second and in the first half and kept it fairly close for a while, but right at the end of the half, The touchdown that made it 19-0 was scored, and it really hasn't been much of a Bronco-type game since then. Nathaniel Walker takes the toss sweep, runs as hard as he can to get back to the line of scrimmage, and the Hightower Hurricanes push him back right there. Dalen Ellis makes another tackle, and let's see who helped him. Unfortunately, the guy I'm looking for is standing where his shoulder is pointed right at me, and I can't see the jersey number on his back. 2nd down and 10, though, after that play. 1:15 to go in the third, and the clock ticking. It's 26-0, Hightower over Bush. Eakins takes the snap, rolls to his right, and fires it near the sideline, and it's almost intercepted by Hightower. A diving attempt as Chisholm Onwuzurigbo. Chisholm Onwuzurigbo.
It's 3rd and 10.
Chisholm Onwuzurigbo. Incomplete, makes it 3rd and 10. I think I see Chisholm talking to his teammate, Keelan Fountain, and saying that the receiver pushed off. Basically saying he would have been able to pick it off had he not been interfered with. 3rd down and 10. The pass was incomplete. They keep the clock running, and that's fine. Nobody's going to complain. And there's another sack. And it's that guy again, Dalen Ellis. Wow. 3 sacks in this quarter.
Ellis with the hat trick and the 3rd sack tonight. Injury timeout.
And one of the Bush players is down. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Bush will punt when we come back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Bush to punt. And it's blocked in the end zone. It's loose. It's going to be a safety because I believe Walker went back up to get the football and prevent a touchdown. But the 2-point safety makes it 28-0 with 12.6 seconds left in the third.
28.
And Bush will punt a free kick. They'll either punt from their 20 or kick it off of a tee. I don't know. We'll be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Long Meadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
So Bush elects to kick the ball off a tee from their 20 after they are victims of a safety. That doesn't really make sense. Sometimes I think in football they should call a touchback a safety and they should call a safety a touchback. But anyway, Walker had his punt blocked, but he jumped up in the air and secured the football, so Hightower didn't recover it for a touchdown. He saved his team at least 4 points. All right, so it is going to be Samuel Nahara to kick it off, and there it goes. Kearney has it at the 32, moves to the middle of the field, looking for daylight, turning it up. Bush players grabbing at the football, and he runs it back to the 42, a 10-yard return.
Zion Kearney on the return.
Michael Ochanye made the tackle. No, it was Ochanye, number 35. That's right.
Keelan Hall with that tackle. That's the end of the third quarter.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. It's in the end of the third quarter. We'll be back.
28, your Bush Broncos 0.
You heard the man. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Happening.
This exclusive VypeFortBend.com presentation of Fort Bend County High School football is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity Mobile, the very best kept secret in wireless. By First Tire and Auto, Next Level Urgent Care, Archer Volkswagen, the Needville Insurance Agency, and Equitable Advisors. So Hightower has it from their own 42, dropping back as Stewart, stepping up. Now he is flushed, now he is sacked. In the loving arms of Isaac Bouye and Godly Easy Catchy.
Tackled it sacked in the backfield. That's number 10.
4-yard loss. It'll be second down and 14.
With that sack.
Hightower taking its time between plays. There was no penalty flag on that play, but Ronnie Baines, the referee, is chatting up the quarterback Joseph Stewart. Bowen is the running back behind him. Here's the snap. Draw play to Bowen. Flag comes in. Good yardage across the 45. Gets to the 48. So after that 4-yard loss, he picks up 9. But wait a minute. We'll see what the flag is. And it looks like Brody Thornton of Bush is warming up, and maybe he will come in at quarterback on the next Broncos possession. He's just a freshman, I think. I say I think, but there are no classifications on the latest edition of the Bush varsity roster. I'm not sure why everyone's milling around and not much is happening. I guess they're adjudicating the penalty against Hightower.
At the end of the game, of tonight's game, we stay off of the field. No fans are allowed on the field at the end of the game. Game's over. We ask respectfully.
Okay, I think there was a penalty.
Respectfully without going towards.
I know there was a penalty against Hightower. I'm not really sure what it was. I'm not really sure if I can speak anymore. Ronnie Baines, the referee, says run that clock. And it's at 10:37 as Hightower anticipates a second down and 20. Dropping back at Stewart. Throws it deep down the far sideline and knocked away. Incomplete. It should have been an interception by Amodia, except Carney very skillfully turned from wide receiver to defender and knocked it away to help Hightower get to third down and 20. rather than turn it over. By the way, Okorafor is back into the game, which is encouraging. I don't know if his finger is still bothering him. In fact, I think I see it with a splint on it or heavy tape. Or maybe it's taped to one of the other fingers. But it really does hurt when you get that finger jammed and somebody needs to pull it back out. It gives you a little bit of relief, but just as much pain when you pull it out. There goes Bowen on the misdirection play. Hit in the backfield. Gets away. Keeps going, but for only a gain of 1. It was a great effort to avoid a loss of 3 or 4 and pick up 1, but it's now 4th down for Hightower, and I'm sure they're going to punt it away.
Tackled by number 38, Abayomi.
Caleb Davis to come on and punt the football. Correction, Jalen Davis, who has caught 2 touchdown passes. And who will Bush send back to return this punt? Perhaps Bryce McDonald. There's nobody back. Okay, now they run Jamon Cooley out there. Here's the punt by Jalen Davis. A wobbly tail dragger with a nice bounce, if you know what I mean. And the ball goes to the 39-yard line.
That punt's down at the 38-yard line where the
28-yard punt with no return.
10, their own 38-yard line.
So they bring out the football that the Bush Broncos use as they take the ball at their own 39-yard line, trying to get on the scoreboard. You just don't want to take 2 straight shutouts, especially when you had an open week in between, because that means you feel like you've gone 3 weeks without scoring, and that's just not good. Well, it's not Brody Thornton yet. It's still Eakins at quarterback for Bush. Handing it off on the delay, and there's a productive play for about an 8-yard pop up the middle, as it was Keelan Hall carrying the ball.
Keelan Hall with the carry. 2nd down.
Give him 7 yards, 2nd and 3. The Bush cheerleaders are still cheering with gusto. Good for them. To me, there is nothing like school spirit. And, since we have the time, I'm going to give you an anecdote about something that happened Thursday night at a game. And I just encourage you to think about what would your position be on this. There's another handoff. It's a delay, and in jail in the backfield. Keelan Hall buried that time, and it's really not his fault. Not at all. And on the tackle was Dylan Thompson.
Carry, met in the backfield by number 55, Dalen Ellis. 3rd down.
It's a loss of 2, 3rd and 5. Okay, so I'm at the Travis George Ranch game, which George Ranch won on Thursday night 24-21. Late in the game, George Ranch scored the touchdown to go ahead 24-21, and I look over at this girl in a Travis shirt, and she's clapping. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with this picture? Well, I know what's wrong with this picture. It's a girl in a Travis shirt clapping when a guy scored for George Ranch, and a timeout has been called, and it's going to enable me to finish this story. So I ask her, why are you clapping? And she says, that's my brother. But then we talk for another half minute or so, and eventually she says, well, he's not really my brother. He's just like my brother. But I was just thinking, one thing that I learned, I think I learned this maybe a couple of months after I learned to talk.
So that your ride is here.
My older siblings went to Conroe High School. I ended up going to a different school. But 4 of my 5 older siblings went to Conroe. And we went to football games. That was what our family did. And we just rooted our guts out for Conroe. We pulled for them. We bought their souvenirs. We went to every game. We were really, really into it. And one thing I understood, even from the time I was 2 or 3 years old, was that These are our colors. These are our guys. We root for them. We don't want the other team to win. We don't ever root for the other team. We don't necessarily, despise them or anything. But you never cheer when the other team scores. And so that kind of hit me the wrong way. I'm not sure how strongly you feel about loyalty to your school, but whatever school you're tied to, that's who you are. All right, quick pass over the middle. Eakins trying to get his man to turn around and look for it, and he didn't. It's incomplete. He was looking for Royce Batiste, and Batiste didn't turn around and look for the ball. And it fell incomplete on 3rd down, so it's 4th and 6, and now Bush will punt again. The last time they punted, they got it blocked. It's getting late, and I'm dropping suffixes from my words. It's also getting late, and the Bush girls are getting the flags off the back fence. I'm going to say we all want to make a quick getaway after this game. Walker takes the snap. His punt is away clean. And Caleb Davis moves back to his 23, and he fumbles. And the ball is loose. And Bush fighting for it. Will the Broncos get it? Mad scramble. What's the signal? Still waiting. And it is Bush football.
Covered by the Broncos.
Coming away with it, holding the ball ahead, over his head triumphantly is Saeed Joseph.
That loose ball. Saeed Joseph.
Now the Bush flag collection team. There goes the Bush flag collection team going to the south end to get the rest of the flags. I thought they would smile at that. Maybe they don't know what I'm doing here. All right, Bush has the ball at the 25. Come on, Broncos, get on the board. Let's go. You don't want to get shut out 2 games in a row? 3. Thank you. A young fan has set me straight. Thanks for the info. Eakins looking over at the sideline. The play clock is down to 0. I guess it's not working now. Yeah. Did they throw a flag or is it timeout Bush? Well, it looks like Ronnie Baines, the referee, he's pointing at the play clock, but he's sticking his arms out like it's unsportsmanlike conduct. He didn't give the delay of game signal. 6:24 to go, and the Broncos with a chance to score after the fumbled punt. I should say the fumbled punt return by Caleb Davis of Hightower. Just a second, let me ask my young fan a question. So you're saying this would be 3 straight shutouts if they don't score? 4? Oh my goodness. My young friend that I haven't met until this minute tells me that this will be 4 straight shutouts if the Broncos don't get on the board. So come on, Broncos. All right, here we go. Eakins gets it out of his hands quickly, throws to the right sideline. It's going to be about a 3-yard pickup on the pop pass to Reginald Williams.
Pass complete to number 11, Reginald Williams. He's knocked out of bounds after.
And the crowd is not chanting Reggie, 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 but they might if he can score a touchdown for the Broncos. 2nd down and 7. Ball on the right hash as the Broncos move from right to left. By the way, Williams went out of bounds, but they kept the clock going, and nobody's going to complain. With the Hightower band playing in their ears, Eakins and the Broncos throw toward the goal line. Incomplete. Too high for his intended receiver, Jamon Cooley.
3rd down.
And I think that Eakins really might have gotten belted when he released the ball. Third and 7, definitely 4-down territory for the Broncos. Bush coming up to the line with 11 seconds to go on the play clock. You don't want a delay penalty here. Every yard is crucial. You want to get on the board. You're down 28-0. Under 5 minutes to go. And Eakins throws it. Jamon Cooley has it. Shakes one tackle. Gets a couple of extra yards to the 19, but that's short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 4 for the Broncos.
Down for the Broncos.
Cooley was really amazing with that. He was kind of juggling the ball above the crown of his helmet and made a move and secured the ball all at the same time. All right, 4th and 4. Broncos must convert here. 3 receivers on the left side of the formation. Eakins drops back. He has time. Gets rid of it. It's going to fall incomplete in the back of the end zone. No flags. Ball goes over.
That pass falls incomplete, and the Broncos turn it over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes.
So Bush got deeper into the Hurricanes' end of the field with that possession than any other that they've had. And they move the ball to the 19-yard line, and that's where Hightower will take over. I guess that was a line of scrimmage now that I think about it. Hightower has 4 minutes to kill off, and the clock is running. By the way, when this one's over, we're going to say a quick goodbye. Here goes Caleb Davis in motion. They swing it out there to him, a backwards pass. He's near the sideline, making a couple of moves, and down the sideline he goes. And he almost broke away, but he gets across the 30 to the 34. It's a first down for Hightower. And they keep running the clock as they should in this situation.
For the Hurricanes.
It's at 3:44 and ticking. And it looks like Hightower is making a whole bunch of substitutions, but I see that Joseph Stewart, their quarterback, is still out there. First and 10 for Hightower. Stewart hands it off, and is that Bowen or somebody else? Whoever it is gained 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. And it was 28. So that's Michael Amey. Hightower will take as much time as they can between plays. So it's a decent bounce back for Hightower. I know that many times in the first half they were sloppy, but they get a win after losing to Ridgepoint in a heartbreaker last week. And Bush still looking for win number 1. These are the times that try Broncos' souls. There goes Amey. Runs hard for 8 yards, right at what they needed to get the first down. They will move the sticks along, I believe. Yep. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. And the PA guy mercifully does not do his first down growl thing. Under 2 minutes to go now. Remember, we'll say a quick goodbye. But we always say goodbye. We don't just hang up on you. Stewart hands it off. There goes Amey again. Dropped after a gain of 1. Second down and 9 for Hightower, which led 19-0 at the half. And they scored a touchdown to make it 26-0. And then they added a safety, and that's how we arrived at 28-0. And there's another Bush Bronco injured. We'll step aside one more time and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. VypeU also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each VypeU ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about VypeU today.
Godly Easy Catchy had to be helped off the field for Bush. That's the second time they've had to help him off. 2nd down and 8. There's another run by Amy over the left side, and Bush is there with pretty good defense, holding him to a carry of 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7. I guess what I said to you doesn't add up, but I'm going to say it's 3rd and a long 3rd and a long 6. So that would make 2 yards on the first carry, 2 yards on the next. So let's call it a long 6 needed for the first down on 3rd down, and we're in the final minute, 45 seconds. This may be the last play. The play clock is at 25, so they'll just need to snap it this one time. They do. There's a handoff. Amy hit hard. Well, that's a good way to end the game. If you are Cozy Okorafor, he blew up Amy, and that's got to be satisfying for him. That will be the last play. The referee, Ronnie Baines, is saying something to him, but hey, it's been a frustrating night for the Bush Broncos, but Cozy Okorafor has played a great game, and he got a real slobber knocker hit on the final play of the game. The clock running down, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and that is it.
Drive safely as you exit the stadium. Have a great rest of your weekend.
So for the lovely and talented and wonderful Rosie Bega, for Merle, Bertrand, Suna Venkat, Patrick Kinnick, Bob McKay, everyone on the VypeFortBend.com team, Roger Smith saying, God bless you, we love you, thanks for listening all the way to the end of a game such as this. At times it's been tough to look at and listen to, but our final score, Hightower 28 and Bush nothing. We'll be back with Tuesday night volleyball and games on the football field Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week on VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports. Good night, everybody.